Lovely. We have begun. I think. I think we've begun. There we go. We've begun! Of course! Let us do the Genshin things. I have yet to do my dailies, so I will do my dailies and then I will get into story quests and hangout quests. So, yeah. Yeah. I also have a lot of resin because I didn't use any yesterday. So I'm still trying to get a good artifact set for Alhaitham from here. So let's go here. And let's just do the arties first and then I'll do commissions after. This is my commissions. That's my commission. This is my commissions party. I want them to get good stuff. But let's go here. No, here. This is my absolutely serious battle mechanics party that I intend to play the game with. Do 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 do.
Busted. Now you shall perish. Here comes the test. I'm getting sick.
Lovely, easy peasy. Still really slow because I started off really slow. If I would have just done that all at the beginning, it would have been wonderful. Yep. So I will have 6 condensed resin uses on the. Well, actually not 6. Defense. This is a Sans, right? HP Sans a double crit? But not a third stat, so you're not gonna get. It's double crit. Anytime I see double crit, I'm just kind of saving it.
You are not welcome here.
Inazuma shines eternal.
Well, Alhaitham ult did like no damage.
I'm getting sick of this now.
Now you're testing my patience.
Quiet now.
Here you are.
Thank you. Alright, next one should be super fast. I have all of my ults ready, so. Should be nice and fast. Attack. I don't need attack! I don't need it! Grr! Grr! I'm angry.
You are not welcome here.
There is no escape. I'm getting sick of this.
Now you're testing my patience.
Cool, we did it. How fast is that? 31.
Allow me.
I had like a lot of 28s the other day, so. Goblet of HP. Lovely. Crit damage helm with no other good substats, so. Yay.
You are not
Illusion shattered. Torn to oblivion. Hold the line. Torn. I'm getting sick of this man.
Well, you're just
That hit no one! Well, you all died at the same time, but that hit no one! Anything good? Anything good? Anything good? You have no idea what's going on and you love it. Well, right now I am just farming for artifacts. Animo damage. That's not good enough to warrant that from an offset. Yeah, it's kind of just... Oh, I actually didn't want to be here. Goodbye. I failed. I'm a failure. Absolute failure. I'm mostly just farming for artifacts right now. I'm doing my dailies in Genshin, and then I was going to get into completely commenting the stories. So, yeah. How is day, Krink? Is day good? I don't want all. I don't want any of that actually, because I want to go. Inazuma. Where is it? Mora. It's edit day. Lovely. Yeah, if you got Saturday, a lot of free time to do stuff. I mean, I do have videos to edit right now, but I'm just I've been trying to get a little bit more into making sure I stream once a week, which is fun and awesome, but mostly fun. Okay.
Gotcha.
Well,
I need the materials. I'm just farming materials right now. Not from the drops, but from that thing that is no longer there. Butterfly.
Take it easy.
You compliment me too much, good sir. Hi, this is more stuff.
Quietly now.
Everyone die! Well, that wasn't as clean as I wanted it to be. Please die. Please, 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 please. Die. Please die. Ow. Cool. Okay, cool. I like you guys. Another wait? What the heck? Just boop. Die faster! I used the water ult on water immune enemies. Lovely. Take those. Look at that. 120,000 Mora. Mora is money, so in terms of Mora, we have no Mora.
Take it easy.
Hi, how are you guys?
day.
There is no escape.
To the ferry. Scatter.
Now you shall perish. Gotcha.
Let's go. Give me all your stuff. I like stuff. That's why I'm doing this. You can go away. Is there anything else? Ah! I got hit. What, I have 34 resin. Let's go. I don't, frickaroni. I'm just gonna wait for the condensed resin on that. I'm gonna start doing dailies. Dailies time. Dailies time. Lovely. Let's go south.
Take it easy.
Impregnable defense. I don't like you being there.
Shine down. Hold the line.
Go away. This is my defense. Go away. Go away. More enemies on the incoming. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. 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 Go away. Go away.
There is no escape.
I'll be back.
I'm sure you will. You like to annoy me on your arrival in the first place. Go away! Go away! Go away! They're dead! I don't know how I did that, but I'll take it. There's one daily down. I need 3 more. Where are the rest of them? There's one up. Oh, there's 2 in the desert up there. Where's the last one then? I know not where the last one lies. I do. Oh, there's. Oh! Lovely. They're actually all in the desert, which is nice because there's some parts of the desert that I haven't explored yet. So sometimes I can run into treasure that I hadn't gotten in certain places. I can kind of just take a look around, see what I have done. Eels! My eels. Eel meat.
Take it easy.
Oh, that was not what I wanted. Right here. Oh, it wasn't the big boy. Okay. Ha! Ha ha ha! Bam!
Busted.
Goodbye. Your life was short, but boy did it give me things. Okay, what is this? Hey! Oh, I hate this thing so much. It's so just boring and easy. Wow, I wonder where he went. Ha! Well, you know, I kind of dug that grave myself, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I got you that time, piece of crap. Let's go over here. Frick, what did I just place over here? Go away. I don't want a pin there. Is there any treasure? There's 3 freaking pyro things over there. Pyro abyss mages.
Prepare for the dance. Gotcha.
Alright, well, that's that. And then the last one right here. Ah, yes. The parkour. Kind of. No! Wait! Wait! I can still do this. That was a misclick. Come on, I can still do this. 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 Just, I'll hide them. Give me a frick. Come on. I can still do this. I can still do this. This is how easy the commissions are. I like unironically screwed it up, and I still can still. Hi, serpent boy. Go away. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, cool. Is there anything over here? I don't remember flying off this part of the cliff, so sometimes I find new things. Look at that architecture. This game is very big. Alright, well, that's all of the daily commissions. Now I can get all my stuff. And then I can... What else can I do? Wait. I can get all my stuff.
This weather is perfect for doing nothing at all.
I know, right? So, yes, Genshin Impact was actually heavily inspired by Breath of the Wild. It was Breath of the Wild came out in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. And then Ad Astra Abyssosque. I actually don't want to be here with these guys. And then Genshin came out in like 2019. It was originally supposed to just kind of be like another gacha game, but it kind of became like one of like the biggest like anime gacha games ever. And still kind of is, and so it actually just has a lot of. It's actually starting to get like Genshin's starting to get really good storytelling and like it's good. It's getting better as time goes on. Give these guys the exploration. Thank you. You're welcome. I meant to do all of my quests that I had just done with these peeps.
Don't blink.
I won't blink. Whee. But I forgot. So let's go. Where are we going? That is a great question. The Kabuki Mono's finale. Let's just finish this Archon quest, honestly. Oh, that'll work. Oh, yeah. Well, you're editing a video of a person who's also in the video that you were at, or in the stream that you are currently watching. So that's always a fun little jarring difference. Aha! Let's go.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Leave him right there.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world. Like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
Go live your life, man.
But I don't
know what my life is. Who am I? Why am I? What am I?
No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years.
Yeah, you do.
I just hope you find your path.
Don't say you don't have a life. Your life is valuable. Go spend it. If you feel like your life isn't worth anything yet, make something of it. The most humblest of people have been able to make lives from the most humblest of beginnings. Do what you can with yours.
Thank you.
The biggest lie that you can be told is that your life will amount to nothing and can't
Alright,
amount to
done.
nothing.
Thanks for waiting for me. We can...
We can go now. Yeah, let's go. I don't know where I'm going, but do you have room for one more broken soul? Where? Let me just fast travel. I don't like walking. I don't know if anyone really likes walking. I mean, inside, I guess casual walks are nice. Jingchu! Kale! I like Kale the most. I'm gonna run with Kale. Alright, we're in the Sanctuary of Surasthana. Nahida! Nahida! My favorite character in Genshin. Or at least in terms of, like, plot development.
What's wrong? Huh?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
This is very odd, considering what the beginning of the story was. You don't understand how odd this is, but it's quite odd.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk. You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain.
Oh, I'm the little blonde-haired traveler girl.
I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called previous incarnation.
Yeah, we're really off in the deep end in this part of the plot, so don't mind this wonderful nonsense. I'm her.
Like a past life
I
or
am her.
something?
And I'm the only one who knows who this guy is. Paimon doesn't even know, my traveling guide, and Nahida doesn't know, who is literally the Archon god of the Dendro element. I know some things I've seen some things that I shouldn't have seen. And honestly, the relationship that I have to you, who has no idea what I'm doing in Genshin, feels very similar to Traveler's, or her name's Lumine technically, but everyone calls her Traveler for the sake of not having to do two voice lines every time we address the main character from the male or the female difference. But it feels very similar, my reaction to a chat that doesn't understand what this game is, as Lumine is to this guy right here, who is now called the Wanderer, when he was previously called the Balladeer and tried to kill me.
Yes, something far more distant than the past.
It's not omniscient. The god is not omniscient. They're more like archons. They're more similar to like demigods in a way. They're a little bit different. They grow differently than humans. That's not why she's a child. The reason why she's a child is likely, one, preference, and two, her story arc had her eldest archon kind of die, and she was, reborn from it in a way.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation?
You tried to kill me multiple times and nearly succeeded. Paimon, you don't know. It was like Nahida's like, what should I say here?
Oh, okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most...
We were just trying to think where to start, bro. It's like, bruh, you were in Inazuma, and everyone that you ever known and loved betrayed you. You're also a puppet made by the Electro Archon. You're not even a real human being. And then you go to Sumeru looking for places to exist, and then you're brought up by like the evil organization, the Fatsui, and they use you in a way so much as to make you an artificial replacement for the Dendro god herself, and you nearly succeeded. And yeah, and then you tried to kill us.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear, but I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Oh, this is nice.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
You hear that, chat? You hear that? It's because it's
I
good!
gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time. A chain of cause and effect. A cycle of karma and consequence.
In a way, I agree. You can't surmise an entire decision based into the entirety of right and wrong. There are very few, or every decision rather, there are very few that would be very clearly black or white in that sense.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
Killing is not a moral evil. It's dependent on the circumstances of which you do it. That's even biblical at that sense. God allowed the Jewish people to literally murder entire societies because of, or I say murder, kill entire societies in the Old Testament. And we don't see it as morally wrong because we have a heavenly perspective, or a perspective that is greater than the flesh. And also, God has the authority to be able to demand that type of thing. That's why I said there are very few things. I think there's still some things that are just objectively evil, kind of no matter the contexts of it. If not only because even your best justifications are just another form of evil that you're trying to cover up. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, yeah.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
I actually weekly fight you the memory of your entire other incarnation. So yeah.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
Because that's not you anymore, in a way. We were trying to figure out just as much as you were, and then we discovered what you were like, and we were just like, might as well.
This is so frustrating. This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street.
Paimon wants to hate someone.
He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Whoo! Sheesh! I forgot about that.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
Also, this guy's super emo.
Even
That's why
though
everyone
it will
likes him and
cause
hates
your
him at the same
presence
time.
of great mental anguish.
I don't. Would I do this? Is the thing. I don't necessarily see a use in this. The only thing that I can I would be curious, yes, but I don't think I would want to see this. Maybe it's because I know the contents of the evil that I did in the previous incarnation, but I don't believe that I would have accepted this offer. I wouldn't see the point in it. if your past is long gone and long before you, and you can't even replicate it, you don't even have memory of it, it's gone. Count it as lost and build yourself up in the greatest way possible that you can nowadays. If there was some great wisdom within the past that I would be able to glean from the memories I would witness, then I might have some reason to go into it, but it wouldn't necessarily be for myself. It would likely either be I guess it could be for myself if I believe that the information that lied in there could have helped solve a problem in my present day in life, or help solve a problem in someone else's present day in life. But outside of that, the past is the past. The past is done. The way that our memories work are really interesting, to where we're not just present living beings as well. I don't think I would do this.
I'm just a puppet with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Yeah, everything I do is overtly theological and deep. I say theological, not even really, more philosophical than theological.
Very well.
This one just happens to have a little bit of that.
Wait.
There's a lot of what would I do kind of situations within
on
this.
us for bringing him here.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Deja vu! I feel very like I've done this before.
Good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Thank you.
Prepare yourselves, everyone. Oh, we're gonna protect our boy. Enter the memory. My voice cracked, but it should be fine. Hey, what are you gonna say?
No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it. Whatever it takes. I'm just sorry that you have to join me for the whole thing.
Nahida?
It's time to get ready.
Riveting conversation, Nahida. Look at her face! Don't mind that. I'm just screenshotting that really quick. For maybe a future thumbnail, who knows? Can never have too many screenshots when you make thumbnails. Sure, let's use my really scuffed comp right here. Real scuffed. No, yeah, I'm fine. Like I said, I just needed the screenshot.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth. But be aware that enemies...
Sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
Yeah, you're right. But we're gonna do it anyway. Get over it.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
Wait, when did we give up halfway? Was it like... Wait, when did we give up halfway? Hold up. Was it like when we were trying to like... What did we do? Whatever, I don't care anymore.
All right.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many...
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
Sure.
You could say that, in a sense.
Yeah!
You'll see why shortly.
Oh, that was not a good sneeze. Oh, that hurt. Frick.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The crystal... No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable... There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured? Huh. Not a scratch.
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after.
Yeah. He was previously the balladeer. Yeah, it's a little confusing. I'm not going to lie on this sense, especially since you're coming in the middle of it. I don't expect you to understand most of anything. Just know that essentially what has happened is that after he did all of his bad things, he was kind of stripped of all of his powers, but he was still the same person. And then Nahida allowed for him to go down to the giant tree in the middle of the earth that held all of the memories of the world in a way to help navigate to gain specific information that Nahida wanted. He kind of went rogue and decided to rewrite the past, the history of the past, the known history of the past. And so he and everyone else that was surrounded by like the past kind of like the reality was kind of warped by that. And so now he's just kind of a wanderer. He had left this area as a whole where before he was betrayed multiple times and hated life because of it. He had just left at some point instead and became the wanderer. He was the balladeer when he was trying to become the god of the Sumeru. And so this is looking back onto some of the past. Responsibility for what happened to you. He had sworn a lifelong duty. Yeah, we know. I don't necessarily care too much about it.
He was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Yeah.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well,
What did I just
calling you
open?
something? I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
There's something behind. Nope, nothing behind.
It's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Always looking for chests. Oh, hi, it's a Nahida portal.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
I hear voices.
Whoa, this is where you were born?
I was abandoned, like you.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords. He kept coughing all the time.
But you can't.
Yup. We're family now. We're gonna be.
Oh, this is one of the
together
people that
forever
betrayed
and
him.
ever.
He betrayed him because he died and left him alone. Which is sad and kind of not his fault, but also he's alone now.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, after his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The
Hey! What's wrong? Say something!
So what we're witnessing in this memory is what really happened before our guy, the Wanderer, changed history.
You promised me we could be family!
You're no different from Niwa and all the others. You betrayed me too. The voices have gone.
Let's keep going.
Ah! What the frick, bro? Why were you doing that? Aha, enemies.
I
Lovely.
do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you can continue to drill aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Long-awaited rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Don't blink.
Alright, this guy's gonna take a
Light
sec.
it up.
Where'd you go? Where did you? Oh, you're over here.
Incoming.
Ow.
Don't blink. Just like we rehearsed. Rain outlines your fate. Incoming. Hey! Cut to the chase. Witness the power of Gua. Speed of light. What annoyance. That seems to work. I must counterattack.
Die faster! Why are there so many of you?
Well met. You can't run. Well,
Don't blink. Hey!
don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
Incoming. With swords from shadow.
You can't run. Not breaking us away. Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun.
Rain outlines your
It isn't time for a break yet. I see through you.
Don't blink.
You can't run. Well, can I? My work.
Incoming.
That all you got?
Let me leave you a verse.
Haha, iframes. How do you like that?
Don't be a killjoy. We've only just
Yay, I did it.
calculated.
Something over here. Aha! I knew there'd be something over here. Lovely.
Adventure time.
Adventure time! Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to very distant lands.
This place is dark.
I can see. I can see. It's not that dark.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma.
In the original version of events, the traveler once encountered the balladeer here.
Uh-huh.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
It was an unsettling place.
Hey!
Don't mind the crinkling. It's just a
Well,
bag of
my
chips.
fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent
Oh, this
fools
is how
all
we
for
got
me?
to meet Signora,
Wow.
who's dead now. She's
You
dead
shouldn't
now.
have.
They actually killed her off, which is honestly a shame, but also really fun at the same time. Because I think before Signora, no one was like ever like dead. And then they like legit killed her. Like the Electro Archon literally killed her. Which is like, oh, frick. The murder count in Genshin right now is like legitimately 1. Oh, wait, no, it's 2. It's like 2.
What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible. And don't let your emotions get in the way.
Because if you do, an Electro Archon might literally stab you with the sword that comes out of her chest.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
You're not wrong.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now.
He's also very old.
Look at you.
He's a puppet.
Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest, and by then, see you at the victory feast.
Okay.
Poor little tongue? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come.
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results and your own interests. Isn't that right? Witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Got you. Adventure time.
Stop! I need... I had to use my subpar comp for this to make the fighting just that much longer. Alright, ka-ching!
So soon.
Ah!
Blink. Over here. Know my soul. Nowhere to hide. Speed of light.
You can't run from death.
Over here. Hey. You really know how to get me going.
Please stop! That's not good!
Let me lead you a verse. Let's light it up.
Bet it! Yes! Barium!
Let me amuse myself a little.
Alright, cool, we did it. Lovely. Is there a chest in here somewhere that I can use, that I can get, that I can cash in for massive amounts of primo gems? It does not look like it. Okay. It does not look like it. Okay, let us continue! Yes!
Looks like we have arrived in Sumeru.
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Okay.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Mm-hmm. That's how this
Nothing
works.
worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they'd think if they knew that nothing matters to you apart from your crazy experiments?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
It's normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Let's move on.
I'm not, I just want to eat my chips.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
This is why I love Nahida. The way that she phrases things is so wonderful.
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, I'd like to reclaim the sins that are mine to bear. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Can you return my memories to me?
Hold up. Hold up. This is really odd. This is really odd. Because, well, I know that this could theoretically happen. I get that. But when he rewrote sort of the history of everything, he did so with all of the knowledge, I guess. Interesting. I guess he kind of rewrote how he got to where he is. And so now he has like he's a puppet. So he's essentially, he has like a different baseline makeup. And then is going to get all of the bad memories from there rather than being a bad memoried makeup and try to get all of the good memories and all of the freedoms afterwards. So instead of being bitter your entire life and then giving a sense of freedom, it was more like he's had an idea of freedom and loneliness his entire life, but now he is willing, he's a type of person that's willing to bear the sins of his past. It's interesting because you would think that, oh, it's still the same person, so once he gets his memories back, he's going to go back to doing the exact same thing that he did before, which is go back to Irminsul if he has the power left, which I don't think he would, but he would still want to figure out a way to do this and go to Irminsul and try to rewrite history just like it did before.
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past experiences. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject to the same rules.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I'm like, how much is this is going to be him and how much of it is just going to be different?
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, I've just drifted from one place to the next. But then I met you. And I finally realized that reclaiming my missing sins might be my one opportunity to become my true self.
Greater Lord Rikadavada's words, a person can't erase themselves, and even though the original balladeer has gone, this person will live on in his place. Are the person's sins an inescapable part of their destiny too?
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something
in Christianity,
more,
yeah,
in a way that
it's called
goes
Judgment
deeper
Day.
than for most people. But for all my soul searching as a Shugenja, I've never fully understood it. Looking at it now, It seems that I brought this curse upon myself, so I beg you, grant me this opportunity to gain a purpose, to change my destiny, and end my wandering.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours.
Ah, cutscene! Yes!
You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright?
Oh yeah, this was the god thing that kind of did some stuff. We're still in the memory though, aren't we? Nice. Okay.
Hey, are you done yet?
Sorry, Mom.
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
Oh, so he's literally granted his vision in front of us. That's awesome, dude.
Die.
He's so edgy, I love it. Oh, I get to fight him again? What the frick? This is... Oh yeah, I forgot.
Insignificant past. How amusing.
This is so cool! It's so freaking cool! Ow! Stop hitting me!
Squall and Fury. At my command, you shall fall.
Oh, I've mistimed my ability. Okay. Just keep hitting him. Just keep hitting him. Just keep hitting him. Why did that hit me? I can't. Wait, can I heal? Hold up. Can I? Wait. No, can I? Do I have a.
Cry louder. My endless cycle begins.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Aha! It healed me! I don't know why it healed me, but it healed me. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Up! And then dash, and haha. Alright, just end it. Alright, that didn't end it like I wanted it to. Cool! I can fly! Don't question the heal. I questioned the heal quite greatly. I should have failed. It's okay. I could have won.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
Yeah, it was the memory. So that wasn't real. That was in the memory. But, you know, just like the other enemies, they weren't real, so. Alright, thanks for stopping by. Not a problem. Enjoy the daytime.
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the way I am. You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
Uh-huh.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Me, myself, but not I. Interesting. I like that phrasing. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else. Goodbye.
Welcome back, traveler.
Thank you.
Paimon, Balladeer.
Glad to be back.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
Yeah. Just a
You
little.
don't like being addressed by that name?
It's fine. But I was just thinking, I should probably change it. After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the sixth is.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Let's call it a tactical retreat.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish.
Alright. Hi, Nahida. How are you?
What you were looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
That's fair.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it. Oh, right. I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well. I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
I wanted to know what you changed.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how? Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
For once in my life, I didn't do a favor because of the reward, dude.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
When you phrase it like that, I'll take it. I'll believe you.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world.
Yay for emotions! The spice of life!
Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise...
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
Yay!
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you, too!
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
You want us to decide?
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Have you got
Rules and disclaimers for name modification. You can obtain the item, an appellative stroke from the Archon Quest Interlude Intervention of Genesis, which will allow you to change Eons Adrift Wanderer Eons Adrift Wanderer Animo's name. Please take note that some names cannot be utilized in this change. Once you have renamed this character, some interfaces in the game going forward will display the name that you have chosen. There is a limit on the number of times you can rename this character, so do it with care. Travelers, please ensure that you follow the terms of service while using this function to create a healthy gaming environment. Please read and confirm that you will not instigate or take part in 1. The creation of the content that discriminates against any race, gender, religion, sexual orientation, ethnicity, government, or region. Bullying and insulting of any travelers or groups of travelers, or 3, any other content or behavior that violates the terms of service. We have to restrict your use of the game services if you do not follow these rules. This may include suspension, restriction, and names reset, forced disconnection, login suspension, or account forfeiture. At the same time, you are welcome to use a report function to send feedback to us should you encounter the aforementioned situations. Oh man, if only I had a chat to ask what I should name Scaramouche. Animotion. It has animo, it has emo, it has motion. Animotion and emotion. I really don't know what I want to call them. As a playable character, I want to give him a dignified name. So I don't want to just, like, give him a joke name. Yep. There we go. In honor of days, his name shall be Scaramunch. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yes, Scaramunch.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes I am. Yeah, I think this will do.
Oh, all right. If you say so.
Scaramunch! I've named him Scaramunch and I'm so happy. Because I did both the goofy and the legit name at the same time. It makes sense. He was Scaramouche before. I just changed a few letters. It's now Scaramunch.
What about a nickname? Take your time. I don't... Everyone who manipulated me and made me...
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and my... I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, Please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall, even though the events have been erased from the world.
I see.
Huh? But...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been. All right, let's call it a day.
It's a
Goodbye,
day.
Wise Deity. And you too.
he's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore. So we can finally go eat?
Paimon, thank you both. I hope you will find some...
Yeah, we will. Exploring is relaxing.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue. The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting. All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold. Sheesh! Some wise friggin' stuff. Can I? Oh, that was the wrong one. There we go. Return to the resting place, wherever that is.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back.
Rest up, Paimon.
Wow, great! Huh? Look at that vase. Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? But Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
The night we stayed here, Paimon bumped into the table after being startled by something to do with the balladeer and broke the vase. But the balladeer erases existence. He changed the world, so why is this vase still
You
broken?
sound lost and confused.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, what the frick's going on? Okay, maybe a little bit.
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate.
It's kind of what happened with Scaramouche. It was like the tree trunk did wave, but it wasn't moved.
Like a vase that falls to the ground. Whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
Yes.
Who are you? How do you know about all this?
Did you break the vase, mysterious voice in my head? You broke the vase, didn't you?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
Can you talk a little bit faster, please.
The voices disappeared. And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary stuff?
I don't know. Should mean I should trust my memories.
Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. It feels wrong just leaving it.
Wonder what else awaits me in the future. Yeah, a lot of wacky stuff for a fun little interlude chapter. An appellative stroke. Oh yeah, that's the brush to allow him to name Scaramouche again. Was that a? Do I get a thing? Let's go! I get things. I like things. And then it should be here, and then yeah, this. The brush that you may bestow a new name upon a certain person. Once the new name has been given, it cannot be changed. I get one of those if need be. Lovely. What else is new in here? Okay, that was that. Okay. I do not know what I wish to do now. Probably a hangout, honestly. I'm feeling pretty chill, especially after that really like hype kind of stuff.
Off we go.
Off we go. Do I have enough for... I do! Oh wow, I've actually been playing for quite some time. Let's go...
Adventure time.
Should be right here. Yep. And I can do this. All right, let's go to this place one more time. Get one more dose of artifacts before I go back to artifact stuff. And then I'll do probably one hangout before I end up ending. It'll probably be a little over 2 hours at that point. Oh, I didn't mean to use this comp. Okay, well this is going to be difficult, actually. I need to be careful here.
Let's end this now. Now you're testing my patience.
Get out of here. Going in. Just like we heard.
Ah! I was so close to death. Oh my god. Stop killing me so well. Go! What? My main DP. I suck. This comp sucks. It's so dangerous. I don't have a main DP yet. Wait, I can heal in here. This is an abyss.
Again.
Oh, that was close.
No, my sword. Let me leave you alone. Teamwork is dreamwork. Speed of light. I'm getting sick of this game. Incoming. Time to let's light it up.
All right, cool. I did it. Barely. Alright, this is the first time I've done not the main comp for this. I get 3 arties. Any good ones? Nope. Nope. No good arties, too. Lovely! Alright, let's go back to the artifacts. Get some more Thundering Fury. Does Kaching? Wait, hold up. What are Kaching's arties? She has 2 pieces of Gilded Dream right now, which I need to get rid of, which means I need probably an electro damage bonus goblet would be awesome, but what are your other arties? It's not awful. Your feather is maxed. It's not a great feather, but it is Thundering Fury one. And then, yeah, this is probably the big one that needs to be leveled up still. Do I have a better electro damage bonus goblet? I know that one's there, which is pretty decent. Rolled what? That's either, I think that's 3. I think that's 3 crit rates on that one. And then it looks like 1 attack. And then unlocked defense. Animo damage. The fact that this one isn't locked shows that I kind of don't care about it. Yeah. Alright, well let's go just get our artists. Let's go here. Anything good? HP goblet, attack feather with EM and ER, and attack sands, crit damage, double HP. None of which I want. So let's do it again. 2 more. Goblets, attack. Oh my gosh! Yes, let's go! Okay! Whoo! Whoo! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I was like, watch it be electro damage, and it was a 4-statter, and it has crit rate, and the other 2 are attack percents, which are really good for catching. Okay, I'm leveling that up right now, actually. And I want to see how good it. Please, I swear, if you roll any defense, I'm gonna be so freaking mad. Goblet. It was a goblet, right? It was a goblet. This one, switch, enhance the crap out of this. Let's go! Yes! Just keep it going. Alright, base attack, that's really dumb, but it's okay. Let's keep it going. Give me a little bit of crit rate. Give me a little bit of crit rate. Give me a little bit of crit rate. Please do this faster. Call me faster. Attack percent. Okay, that's the second best one here. I need can I get 2 crit rates, please? I would love to have 2 crit rates. Not that I don't have crit elsewhere throughout the kit. There's a crit rate. Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. 2 times on those. Let's go. Okay, I got a flat attack, which kind of sucks, but whatever. I have no more artifacts to level up with, so that'll do for now. But yeah. And that gives her a 4-piece as well. So now I just have to upgrade everything properly. Oh, wait. What are her sands? Her sands kind of sucks now that I look at it. I do need a better attack percent sands. Maybe I shouldn't have mixed that sands. If I got the Thundering Fury, I'm fine with that. Is there one? Jingchu's? Not really. Lumines, ER is the thing for that one though. Attack percent here, not really. It's HP. Yo, Klee Sands kinda sucks. That's energy recharge, HP, attack percent on Ganyu. This is a good sans. Like, holy crap, that's a good sans. I say that. It rolled 1 crit rate, 2 crit damage? 1 crit rate, 2 crit damage. Is that? Yeah, it has to be 2 crit damage. And then 2 HP. But, you know, majority roll on the top end of that. All right, well, Kaching's getting there. She's getting there. All right. Since no one is here to watch me do really stupid stuff, let me just... Oh yeah, I still need that. I forgot about that. Interesting. It's only 32%, which isn't great. Versus this, which is 72% on Refinement 5, so... Yeah, and this is Refinement 5, so that's not great. Although it's more consistent, it won't be as big of damage numbers. Yeah, I don't have enough ones. It's fine. I can't really do anything right now. All right. I said I was gonna do a story quest. And do a hangout. You know what? I put Farazan on the thumbnail. It would feel wrong to not do Farazan right now. So let's begin the hangout with Farazan. I have not met this character in game yet, so I'm very, I don't know her. So this is a brand new person. Is she just Kohai energy? Is that her entire thing?
Even though most of the Academia's restrictions have significantly relaxed, I'm still a bit worried that the Matra might give her trouble. I need to stay here to keep an eye on the situation. Kale, can you head to Sumeru City and find out why she isn't here yet?
Does it have to be me?
I'd only assign a job this important to someone I trust.
Oh no, I'm fine. I've completely recovered. It's just that if I'm going to see her, I think I need to mentally prepare myself first.
I think that's a testament of Farazan and not her.
I know. You'll have a tough time if you go by yourself.
In a predicament, I see!
Oh, hey there!
Ah, it's been a while. What a coincidence. I was just thinking about asking you to accompany Kale to Sumeru City.
What made you think I have time on my hands? Why'd you think of me?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just that this matter concerns research banned by the Academia. Not the sort of thing you'd shout from the rooftops. Also, you happen to know about this situation? There are very few people I can trust to be discreet right now. After giving it much thought, I believe you're the most suitable person.
Research banned by the Academia?
It's complicated, and this isn't the best place to talk about it.
Who's she?
You might have heard about her in Sumeru before. Her name is Faruzan, and she's a very experienced senior researcher.
When you say very experienced...
Let's just say that a huge part of Kasharowar's mechanical research over the past 100 years have used her academic discourse and manuscripts as their foundation.
Oh, she's old. 100 years, is she human?
But she vanished for 100 years because of a certain incident. She only returned to the academia after being found in the wilderness a few years ago. Because of that, her current personality can be a bit strange, as is her attitude towards college.
I'm getting...
She doesn't have bad intentions, so you don't have to be scared.
I'll try.
Do we really have to invite her here?
Ksharawar and Spontamod researchers are often quite prejudiced, so I can't trust them with this matter. However, Faruzan isn't influenced by modern thinking. In our previous correspondence through letters, she indicated that she'd be willing to help.
Okay.
It's already past our arranged meeting time, but she still hasn't shown up.
Did she get caught by the academia?
I don't think so. With her personality, it's more likely that... Anyway, can you go with Kale to the academia and check on Faruzan for me?
Sure!
I'm counting on you two. Kale, our task is important, but not that urgent. If Faruzan really is in some trouble, come back and tell me about it. We can always reschedule our meeting. After all, if she's distracted by other things, it'll...
All right.
Let's go! Farazan, who the frick are you? Where are you? Perfect.
Sorry, what did you say? Oh, could you repeat yourself? As you know, I'm sure, hearing goes with age.
Farzan, I said that you need to give us an answer.
Yes. And did you forget to add madam when you addressed me earlier?
Oh no. Oh no, what have I gotten myself into?
Your hearing is perfectly fine. Madam Farzan, we don't want to make things difficult for you. However, you haven't been teaching courses or supervising theses these past few years. Isn't this rather problematic as an advisor? Never mind the students. Even other advisors are starting to complain.
And who, if I may ask, complained? If they have any issue with me, tell them to talk to me themselves rather than waste any of your time. You don't have to tell me anything. I very well know that it's those people from Haravatat. How I wish they'd put their time into doing proper research instead.
But, Madam Farzan, it has been a long while since you last...
Academic contribution cannot simply be divided between the tangible and the intangible. The issue here, I believe, is that the reviewer doesn't understand the very nature of knowledge itself.
I feel like I'm being pulled. You're like Alhaitham right now, pulling a trick on like the oblivious student that was like, hey, you can't go by here. And it's like, do you not know who I am? And like really pulling a power trip on it. I feel like she's doing that.
In any case, it makes no sense to use a metric like this to evaluate a mentor. Which sage set this rule anyway? I should write a...
Wait! Madam...
That's her, all right. But the person with her doesn't look like a Matra.
She's so young!
Shh! She hates it when... Her body apparently stopped aging during the year she was gone. So that's why she looks the same as she did 100 years ago.
So she disappeared for 100 years.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Anyway, Akara Crafts and the leader of Ksharawar would like to invite you to collaborate on this project. They're wondering if you'd be interested.
Ah, Kale! Why are you here at the academia?
Oh, she likes...
Are you feeling better now?
Oh.
I'm much better, Madam Farzan.
Have you been sleeping well? You seem to be developing some eye bags. Is that brat Tainari forcing you to stay up late again?
It's Mama Farzan. This is not what I was expecting. Dude, Farzan looked like she'd be like freaking Kudere. I didn't know she would be this. She's so uptight.
No, it's because I'm a slow learner.
It's good to be hardworking, but you need to take care of your health. I'll have to give Tainari a right talking to when I see him. I'll also prepare some health supplements. And is the person beside you the legendary traveler?
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, madam.
Oh!
Oh!
In fact, I've been meaning to meet you for a while now. It is thanks to you, after all, that the academia is finally getting back on its feet. Even
Madam Far...
I'd wager it's those Ksharawar dunderheads finding excuses so that I'd go to their darshan. Say no more. I have no plans to change my field of research.
If you're this unwilling to participate in the collaborative project, you can also consider teaching a class. It might be difficult to teach a course with topics that only fall within Haravatat's subjects, but we can't delay this anymore. You can teach a course or participate in a collaborative project. If you don't do either, it'll be hard for me to persuade the advisors and students who have been complaining.
Sounds like an internal.
Could you not give me a few more days to consider? This matter has been delayed for so long already.
That's precisely the issue. If you don't give an answer to—
What a waste of free time these folks are. Now you two are here at Tainari's behest, I take it. I'm sorry, but given the current situation, it looks like I'll have to come over some other day.
Kale seems like.
Of course. I shall need some time to think. What now? Master said there's no rush. But I know that he's been busy working on something at Party's DI, so he hasn't returned to Gandharville for several days now. I feel for Madame Farazan, but if I get her in trouble with the academia, then she won't have the time to help Master.
Let's help her resolve her current problem first.
Yeah, that would be the best for them both. I'll check with Master later and see if there's anything I can help him with. But I'm sure he'll say, the best thing you can do now is study hard, so I don't have to give you remedial lessons.
I can stay.
Huh? Oh, yes. This way she can... So, if I also stay and help... that still sounds kind of...
You don't have to force yourself.
Then.
Cool, let's do it. Me and Farazan. What? Hi.
I have to teach students from Haravatat, or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
We're back, Madame Farazan. The Traveler said that she can stay and help you. Oh, why I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious about the type of person the Traveler is. You were the one who taught Azar a lesson after all. That said, will I be troubling you?
Oh, it's no trouble at all.
That's so. Good. It does so happen that I do have something now. Should I apply to teach a course with Haravatat, or join the collaborative project that Kasharawar is proposing? Honestly, I don't want to choose either of them.
Realistically, I feel like she'd be more in her element if she was teaching, because they're both a lot more collaborative, like, types of projects, teaching and the actual collaborative project that's there. But I feel like she's more in her element with the teaching.
You might have heard of it before. Haravatat is an academic faction that researches languages and runes. 100 years ago, Madame Farazan...
No, not was. Still am.
Yes, of course. But current Haravatat students can't really... understand...
Direction of research.
In summary, I mean to interpret the configurations and solutions of ruin mechanisms via the deciphering of on-site stone carvings and unearthed documents.
Interesting.
It'll include research into general documents dealing with such ancient machines.
The research method is supported by Haravatat, yes, but the content deals heavily with both ruins and mechanisms. This will make it difficult for students of this darshan because they don't understand much about mechanism. Also, there are fewer and fewer unexplored ruins left nowadays, and Kasharawar researchers have been developing their own theories on mechanisms. As such, they don't need to rely on ancient documents.
It's a sunset industry. Yeah, it's waning.
They're far too complacent. Ancient mechanisms are more dangerous and complex than one might imagine. I'm telling you, things weren't like this 100 years ago.
I like your eyes,
All
the
researchers
triangles.
back then were interested in exploring knowledge from a variety of topics. They also gave more respect to unknown mechanisms. Nowadays, all people are interested in are mainstream subjects in popular research. Even if they attended my course, I wouldn't be interested in teaching them. Also, the people here think that my research is outdated and unrealistic, so they keep cutting my funding. Why, I think they could all stand to learn from Kale. She's a hard-working child and respects her elders. Huh? Why me? If only those who came to my lectures were more like you. Speaking of which, are you feeling better? You don't have... I just remembered that I have a lot of studying to do. I need to head back...
Wait, I have an idea. Kale needs to learn how to read. And you can teach a course.
Are you telling me to start a reading course for Kale?
Huh? Wait. Although Tainari has academic dealings with the academia, he isn't considered part of it. This means that Kale isn't technically a student.
Can it be a public course?
No, she's right. The old academia became consumed by their arrogance precisely because they ignored the public. There must surely be many people like Kale and Sumeru who are passionate about learning, but cannot study due to various reasons. The old academia paid no heed to them. But if I start a reading course for Kale as a pilot, perhaps this shall come to benefit many more people in the future.
This got really clever. That's actually pretty smart. I like that.
I'll need to go back and
Oh, save yourself the extra trouble. I'll come with you. If there's any arguments to be had, we shall sweep them aside together. Traveler, Kale, do wait for us a little while outside the academia. I'll be back in just a moment. Wait!
Kale, you are now a guinea pig for a teaching class.
Don't wait! Hey! I can't believe she rushed right in after we arrived. Really headstrong. Oh,
You
how
see,
do things turn out like this?
did I end up giving her a bad idea?
No, not really. Madame Farazan is a brilliant scholar. Even Master thinks so. If she's it's just that she can get a bit too passionate sometimes. I don't know how to handle that.
It's completely different from how she treats researchers.
Maybe it's because she wants to take me in as a student? It's just like that researcher said. The academia has completely changed during the 100 years that Farazan was gone. I don't really get it. But it does seem like Haravitat's students aren't optimistic about the prospects of doing research with her. Students who are interested in mechanisms and applications of the elements generally enroll in Kasharawar and Spontamod. Madame Farazan also refuses to accept random students just to make up numbers. She still hasn't found a student she likes. Even after all this time
So she's a
back.
teacher with no
But
students.
She seems to like my attitude toward learning. So she often asks me if I'm willing to become her student. It's because I'm a slow learner that I have no choice but to stay up late and study. Whenever she compliments me, I feel really guilty.
So you're scared of her because she keeps asking you for you to become the student?
Madame Farazan respects my choices. She hasn't been trying to persuade me, especially since she knows I need to rest and recuperate. She sometimes brings food to Gandharvaville for me. And each time she says that Master can't find out.
Grandmother might do for her granddaughter,
Now that
yeah.
you mention it, it does feel a bit like that. Do I really look that young?
No, it's likely just her.
Kale, Traveler, thank you for waiting. The issue has been resolved.
Oh, so.
I argued with the higher-ups and convinced them of the practicality and necessity of education. If I'm not mistaken, they're the students of my classmates' students. They're a lot less forceful than their predecessors, though. I'd say they caved rather quickly. Amazing.
Were they convinced or were they coerced?
It's just that we need to fill in every single page of the application. It's been a century, but the academia is as picky as ever. Let's see now. What do we need to fill in? Course name, learning objectives, teaching methods, course materials. I suppose
Our learning
we can
objective
fill
is
in-
to teach people to
That's a
read,
bit too
right?
general, I'd say. After all, this class's target audience isn't toddlers or children, but rather people who already know the basics of reading. As such, we'll need a more specific learning objective. That's true. If we use children's teaching materials, we'll only end up wasting a lot of time on— And you have your job as a forest ranger, Kale. People who attend this course in the future are also likely to have life commitments. We need more effective teaching methods.
What other learning methods does Kale use?
Master always tells me that practice is the best way to learn. That's why I often— It must have been difficult to get books in Sumeru in recent years, no? Tainari really went the extra mile for you. Expanding literacy is a capital notion. Now that the academia is easing restrictions on the circulation of books, there should be more people who have become interested in reading. It's a great time to conduct this course.
Okay.
So that's next on the list. I fear that I'm at a loss as to which books youngsters like nowadays. Would The Legend of Antara be too old of a story?
How old is that story, actually?
Fair. Kale, what have you been reading lately? Me? I've been reading light novels from Inazuma. I heard that ever since we were allowed to sell books in Sumeru again, some people set up stalls at Treasure Street to sell light novels. I've been meaning to go there and...
Light novels? This is my first time hearing about such a thing, but I doubt I will procure suitable teaching materials from the House of Dana. Treasure Street it is.
Wait for us, Madame Farza. You wouldn't think someone as fast as her is over 100. Let's pick up the pace and catch up to her.
What a long and mildly ungrammatical title.
Mildly ungrammatical title.
Is this your first time seeing a light novel, ma'am? Oh, they're the most popular of books nowadays. Would you like...
Fine. One shouldn't judge a book by its cover after all. May we browse through the books here?
Of course. Why don't you try this one? It's Outlander Brigade, When the Wind of Death Blew Towards the Blonde Samurai.
I heard that this book's author just...
Now I've only skimmed through a few pages, but it feels like it's all fight scenes. There are only subjects and predicates, and the syntax is a tad simple.
Subjects?
That's adorable. I love that.
The protagonist just ends up fighting in every scene with no proper build-up. Will anyone even enjoy a story that's only comprised of fights?
There may be people out there who will.
How about... the good thing about being reincarnated as a hilly churl is that I only need to eat Sunsetias to become stronger.
A reincarnation isekai story?
Isekai? What in the world is that?
Those are what we call
Why
tropes.
does it become stronger by eating Sunsetia? Tropes? Ah, those fictional rules used to push the plot forward, yes?
Sorry. What is this distancing effect?
However, this book doesn't explain how reincarnation correlates to becoming stronger. Such an illogical rule will affect the coherence of the story. Will readers really accept this?
There might be people out there who will.
How about this? I had to fight tooth and nail to...
Oh, that's the latest...
Now that's a rather normal title length.
Oh, yes, but I don't like it that much.
She clearly recognized that it was the latest volume with a single glance.
Madam, are you...
Let me see. The dialogue flows quite... Third eye of perception, illusory mirror, and so on. Aren't these terms that are tied to tropes?
I also thought those names were strange when I was reading them.
I guess that's a language researcher from her avatar for you.
It's impossible to derive the meaning of these phrases in isolation. Also, their morphological properties are quite pedestrian, really. Or did the protagonist purposely create these strange names to disorient their foes?
Fancy. They're cool.
So there's no deeper purpose. It's quite hard to understand stories written these days.
You're right. It's such a weird book.
Even the most popular book in Sumeru back then had greater depth than anything written today. Yes! A Bahumano researcher wrote it while researching. The plot had many twists. The world building was fantastic, and even the writing could withstand scrutiny. When it
Hi
was still
there!
being
Welcome,
published,
Sketch.
Many people in the academia were reading it.
So context. There are hangouts in Genshin. They're really fun. You kind of just get a lot more of like the story depth of a lot of 4-star characters. This is Farazan. She's over 100 years old. She's like a grandmother to Kale. She's an academia researcher. She is about to not be because she's not doing anything because she was gone for 100 years. And now Kale's here. Kale is learning how to read. She's right off the screen over on the left over here. And now I had the brilliant idea of being like, hey, Farazan, wouldn't it be cool if you kind of just like went and like taught Kale how to read? It'd solve your current issue and it would help Kale. And you could use it as like a pilot for future reading courses. You know, since you like the ruin literature so much, you might like this literature as well. And so now we're going over light novels that are, and we're trying to bridge the cultural gap since she's been out of society for like 100 years. That's the plot so far. She's like the Avatar. Well, I don't think anyone really needed her. She's more like Grandma Faruzan, and she wasn't like not doing anything during that time. She was just in the wilderness exploring and doing stuff.
Even the sages back then all described the story as a timeless classic. The series must have concluded after so many years, right? Perhaps it's even more popular.
Is there a book like that in Sumeru? I've never heard of such a...
It's called Tales of Shariar. Do you sell it?
Tales of Shariar?
About 100 years ago.
100 years ago? Are you pulling my leg? What sort of book can remain popular for 100 years?
One that's very well written. Just ask, well, wait, books especially... Wait, no, that's a dumb statement. Books remain popular for a very long time. Or I say popular in the sense of, like, well-regarded. A lot of, like, the classic. Like, if it was... When was To Kill a Mockingbird made? Or written? Couldn't made. Freaking, I watch way too many shows. It's a very dumb statement. It's like, there are plenty of books that have exceeded its generational lifespan. Now, necessarily, if you want to talk in terms of hype and popularity, like, hype, yeah, I buy that. But, like, popularity and commonality of use is something that will generally like remain for decades, if not centuries.
The legend of Antara is popular to this very day, isn't it? I just heard someone telling it a few days ago in a cafe. If an old story like that is still being shared, then Tales of Shariar must be even more popular.
Even if that is the case, I really don't carry that book.
What? Is that... I can't believe they've allowed the people of Sumeru to become so uncivilized. How can they not know about the Tales of Shariar?
Just ask, I don't know, Charles Dickens, Shakespeare, Dodie Smith, all the people who wrote down the Bible on whether or not a book can outlast its popularity of 100 years' time.
Tales of Shariar. I mean, it is a book from 100 years ago.
Tales of Shariar is considered an antique now? How could the Academia have let such an excellent work of literature be forgotten like this?
I'm just saying, I didn't expect her to be like this. I expected her to be, like, really, really quiet. And, like, the first thing that I get is, like, of a tidbit of her personality is, like, be wary of her. And I'm like, why? And then now I see why.
Traveler, Kale, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's meet at the antique sellers.
So far, they have yet to give a good reason why this granny looks 14. But they've done it before. There are some of them, like Yanfei is half Adeptus. So that explains that Yanfei. But I don't, and like Ganyu is Adeptus, Shenhe. Actually, I think Shenhe was only raised by Adeptus. I don't even think she is. I think she's just pure human. Time Lord. Ageless. Yeah, it's... Yeah.
Madam, wait! Oh no.
What's wrong?
You asked me why I'm scared of Madame Farazan, right? It's not because I don't know how to respond to her kindness. It's because I'm afraid of that ancient language she researches, because I can barely understand any of it. What if she uses ancient texts as teaching
I doubt this
material?
counts as a book written in an ancient language.
So, what if researchers from 100 years ago like to use ancient languages in their books? We've got to catch up to her!
Potentially Fountain of Youth. We'll see. We'll see. If you want the real Fountain of Youth, just think about the fact of all of the 10-year-old characters that have been in this game for 4 years now.
Of Tales of Shariar.
Or 3 to 4 years now. And they haven't aged at all. I'm gonna turn it to the... What? I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to send that one to me. I don't know what that one is.
Wow, you actually found it.
I never thought this book would ever get sold.
Why is your voice so bassy?
All right, that's our teaching material secured. We also now know what to call this course. Analysis of Classical Texts. After all, this book is definitely worthy of being called a classic.
I think that's true, but also if you're going to be teaching English, depending on how old the English language structure is, I would suggest you reevaluate the usefulness that this book has for teaching of reading, of intermediate proficiency in reading of the language. I'm so... Oh my word, that voice.
Luckily, the language being used here isn't ancient at all. I can recognize a few words here and there. Huh? But why aren't there pictures in this book?
Oh no, so Kale has had a very tragic past. She does not know how to read properly. That's just the cover of her tragic past. They put all of the tragedy into Kale as a character. As long as the okay.
Worry not. I shall thoroughly explain the difficult sections. You'll like this book. After all this time, I wonder if Aaliyah and Aziz ended up together. Sir, do you have the subsequent volumes of this series? Is that so? And here I thought I could finally read the ending. Never mind. I'll keep searching for the later volumes myself.
Welcome back.
If I'm to use it as a teaching material, it's better to start earlier.
This
in the
is Grandma
series.
Faruzan.
Where are the first 4 volumes? Why aren't they all together?
I don't have those either. Actually, this is the only volume I have.
Is this series really that popular?
Probably the exact opposite. It's probably been lost to time.
No. It's not popular.
No demand? Impossible. Back then, I'd come across at least 3 groups of people talking about it during a single stroll at the academia.
Seriously? No one told me that this book was anything.
Where did you get this from? Can you still contact the seller?
She's so headstrong. She's just going after it. It's like, where did you get this from? Can you contact the seller? Please give me this information. This is my entire childhood. The romance between these 2 characters should have worked out, and I have to know. I've been gone for 100 years, and I have to know. Book trauma, no.
I'm afraid not. This book was sold together with a whole bunch of antique furniture. I didn't even notice it initially.
How did you get this around with furniture? Whatever.
Otherwise, the Matra would have come knocking. Wait, is this book actually worth a lot? It can't be, right?
Doesn't look valuable.
That's impossible. No matter how strict the academia was, there's no way Tales of Shariar could have fallen
It's
into
too
such a
deep for
state.
Sea-Dog. Don't worry about it. Cool.
I do remember a passerby skimming through the book a few days ago. However,
Actually, it's
he
too
simply
high-pitched for Sea-Dog.
sighed and left.
He sighed? Why would he react like that? Given the quality of Tales of Shariar, he should have been entranced after a single glance.
What I've noticed about her character model is that, you know, the little X that happens, like the little red X that appears on characters when they're peeved off? Yeah, she has that as a hairpiece. And that should have been the first tell on what her character would have been like.
I'm sorry. Traveler, Kale, please give me a moment. I'd like to look through this book first.
Also, her pupils are triangles, and I find that interesting. Her top has like arrows, and I don't know if she's just very directional. Like maybe I don't know. I'm in reading way too much into things, but that's the thought.
Why is there
Also, it looks like there's like
between Aaliyah and Aziz?
different
why is there
colored
no
parts
mention of
of
the
like the
desert gem at
translucent
all?
parts of her dress, which is interesting as well.
And a new character is introduced with no foreshadowing at all? Also, what are all these new names and terms? Is this really the Tales of Shariar I know?
Welcome to what happens when like you read something as like a teenager and then like you wait 10 years and you go back and you're like, why did I like this?
Well, that passerby reacted in much the same way.
Permanent state of aggro. Yes, very. Who is this passerby?
It's Mada from the cafe.
Mada!
You know, the fellow who spends all day telling the legend of Antara. Since that's also a very old story, maybe he knows a thing or two about that, Tales of
Zestiria.
Whatever it's called.
It's Tales of Zestiria.
Then let's go ask
Tales
her
of
out at the
Berseria.
cafe.
Don't you know the Tales franchise?
Madame Barzan?
Isn't good anymore? You mean it never was and you've only just begun to realize it?
Huh? Oh.
Alright, where go? This way. Hi. Oh, it's over here. I'm smart. Into the building we go. Alright, we are here.
Another day, another empty room.
Feels bad, man.
Excuse me? But are you Mada?
Are you Mada?
Yes. Are you here to listen to my story?
No. No, we are not.
Well, we actually came to ask about something else.
Okay.
I see.
I don't. I'm blind.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm used to it, more or less. So, how can this terribly unpopular storyteller help you?
That sounds like me.
About Tales of Shariar.
I wish they had, like, framed her, like, leaning up against the pillar of this and just, like, slightly glancing over, trying to play it coy.
Huh?
I am NA. I am NA. If you want to play with Sinar and Days, you can go to Asia. But I am American, so I play in the Americas. But like you won't be able to do both is probably the biggest way to put that. Not only because just the way that the wishes work, but also just the amount of time that it takes to explore the world, which is the joy of the game. You'd have to do it twice, and that's not a great thing. Cool. Have fun with it.
My master always talked about how incredibly popular that book used to be. However, I tried reciting a few chapters of it at the cafe, and I found that it's even less popular than The Legend of Antara.
Your master?
Yes, the one who taught me how to be a storyteller. He said that Tales of Shariar was written by his master's master's master.
So 4 generations-ish.
He also said that this great-great-grandmaster was an academia researcher, and that even the sages liked this. He wrote 4 volumes back then, and the reviews just got better and better. You couldn't find a single person in Sumeru who hadn't read his books.
And then? What happened next? Why doesn't anyone know about Tales of Shariar now?
Oh, it's hard to tell when it comes to trends. One day everyone liked stories like that, and the next day their tastes change completely.
What do you mean they had reviews of the book? Of course they did.
Instead of writing a proper ending, this great-great-grandmaster kept trying to extend the story.
I highly do not recommend it because of how much time you can put into the game for just your original account. And so I don't recommend it. If you really want to, go for it. You know, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, though I do not recommend it.
To tap into popular trends, he added a lot of tropes.
Like, I'm still
Then,
at the point where I'm
starting
like
from the 5th
not
volume, the reviews started
bored
to go
with everything.
downhill.
Yes, you do. You have to get to a certain AR rank to get to multiplayer. You have to do a bunch of things to like really like start up in your game.
How could that be? Then what happened to Tales of Shariar in the end?
In the end, there's no ending. The great-great-grandmaster tried to write a few more volumes, following whatever trends were popular at the time, but the trends kept
He
changing
tried
right as he published his
so
books.
hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
He got so infuriated that he stopped writing altogether.
He
and
stopped
focused on his
writing
research instead.
altogether.
What? So there's no ending? The readers didn't care?
They didn't care. Welcome to like 90% of anime, Farzan. Goodness gracious.
By that time, only a very small number of people were reading Tales of Shahryar. Anyway, my master probably exaggerated. The only tangible thing my great-great-grandmaster left, he also left behind many theses from his research phase. When my master talked about Legend of Antara, he'd even quote... My master is a much better storyteller than me. Even when we're but even he won't recite Tales of Shahryar due to its ever-changing writing style and its lack of an ending.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Antara's story is the one that lasted 3 years.
True. That's definitely where the story's probably going to go. So Antara's story is the one that
Well,
2 years.
not even sages can definitively ascertain the quality of something like a story. In the end, only time can separate the classics from the fads.
Only time? Madame Farazan? It's been 100 years. Perhaps some things I once believed to be great aren't so after all.
You don't have to worry about that. The story's deadline might not have been due to its changing trends. It doesn't matter if it's a classic or a fad. What matters is that you like it. Yeah, I like that answer.
Yeah! Master helped me find a lot of famous books at first, but in the end, I realized that I couldn't get into them. No matter how good those stories are, I can't improve my skills if I can't bring myself to read them in the first place. I think the best books for me are the ones I like.
Problem here is not actually having improving reading skill, but I guess the principle is the same.
Huh. That is true. Readers' interests and trends of a time are not things that are so easily predicted. What was popular 100 years ago could be completely forgotten in modern times. And yet, 100 years as far as history is concerned is but a blink of an eye. If Tales of Shahryar hadn't chased after trends and instead stuck to its original style from start to finish, it might have stood some chance of gaining renewed popularity. No, even if that didn't happen, at least it would be a work that was true to itself.
Huh? Our conversation just got a lot more serious.
I don't really get what you're talking about, but it does sound
It
sensible.
does sound sensible.
Looks like I also have to hang in there and tell Antara's story well.
You should think about your income first, sir.
How unseemly. I almost got carried away because of a single book.
You did get carried
Well
away.
then, we should get back to the matter of our teaching material. It looks like we can't use
What about the
Tales
Legend of
Shahryar
Antara,
now. No, it's much too...
Oh.
Oh. Lovely.
Kale, you found a book that you liked at the bookstall? Then we'll use that book as our teaching material. Now that I think about it, using a book that you like is the most suitable choice for teaching you how to read.
It's a sketch. Yo, she's 100 something, okay? Based on her face, she's 116.
As for the academia, as long as we come up with an appropriate course name, we should be able to get away with this.
Getting away with literature. Propose applications of perhaps analysis of popular literature. Oh, I literally just called that applications. Oh. Hey, Farazan, can I sign up for your literacy course? Whoo! Whoo! Perhaps analysis of popular literature might do the trick.
My, it sounds like you've dealt with... Now then, let's return to the book vendor in a bit and buy the latest volume of this Onibudo for Kale. But if I wished... Huh? Speaking of which, other than third eye of perception and illusory mirror, I also espy some unfamiliar phrases from the reader's messages at the back of the book. Such things as... Even if it reminds me of my dark history, I still can't help but be drawn in by the story. And the author has written all the things that I only dare whisper into a tree hollow. Why do people use dark history to refer to awkward or embarrassing memories? Is this some slang that was invented in the last century?
Yes, it was. It's called emo culture.
If one of our learning objectives was researching linguistic changes over the
If
past
you were
100
born during
years,
that time, you
it
would
might
be
make
emo.
it easier to get these books approved as teaching material.
Oh, I can tell you what that's all about. Apparently, in their youth, Some people used to imagine themselves as someone burdened by fate, fighting against the world, etc.
That they were just built different, or that they were burdened with glorious purpose. Poor Farzan doesn't know about the emos. To be fair, I don't think there's any emos in here. The closest one that we get is like the Rockstar Zinyan, but even then it's not really the case.
But as they grew older, they started to become embarrassed by such memories. Some would write those fantasies into novels, while others would entrust such tales to tree hollows.
Mata, you know, I suddenly have the urge to hear a story about Antara. Huh? Why so suddenly?
I think we can ignore the whole dark history thing, just for now. It's a good reminiscence of an old tale. It's good.
I knew it. There will always be people who love the golden oldies.
What? Who are you? Why are you the way that you are?
Antara.
He's like so self-proclaimed, like, yes, of course, there will always be people who love the golden oldies. It's like, that's a phrase that shouldn't be used. Tales of the past remain radiant even now. I wish I could make this like full screen, but I cannot. But yeah, that was, well, let me just show you, actually. First things first, you get primos from doing these. And of adventure XP. So if it's a character you don't care about, like Chongyun, which you shouldn't care about Chongyun because he's the most boring out of all these characters, or at least the story was, you can just like rush through it and get all the endings and then get all the materials and then you'll be happy. I've done a lot of these. Sayu's was fun. Diona's was interesting. Noelle's was always the most like classical visual novel. Oh, hi, I am a classic visual novel romance kind of stuff. And I haven't done these ones yet. I haven't done Beidou, Goro, Yunjin, Ninghuang, or Kuki, or Heizo for that matter. And that was just one of 5 endings. So this is what this does. So, yeah. Oh. I don't know what I want to do anymore. So, we'll figure that out in a second. Can I just continue playing there? Where's the door? Yeah, don't worry. There's 5 unique endings to this one. In terms of how the story goes. That one had, like, no pacifist. Not pacifist in the genocide routes.
What now? Master said there's no rush.
Yeah, we know. Let's help her solve her current problem first.
Yeah, that would be the best. But I'm sure he'll say, huh? Oh, yes. So if I also stay and help? Okay then.
Cool. So we do that. Hi.
I have to teach students from Haravatat, or Oak.
We're back, Madam Farazan.
Alright, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Why, I couldn't ask for more.
I specialize in solving problems.
Is that so? Good. It does so happen that I do have something I need help with. Now, should I apply?
Let's hear about this, Kasharawar collaborative project.
I don't know if Tainari's told you about this before, but while my research involves learning about ruins and the mechanisms within them, I don't belong to Kasharawar, which specializes in researching mechanisms. Nor am I in Spontamod, which specializes in researching energy flow.
So you...
Instead, I'm part of Haravatat, which specializes in languages and scripts.
These are all titles of different fields of research within the academia. He said that you're a very senior researcher in the field of mechanisms.
She has been invited to Kasharawar multiple times to continue her research.
Just listen to how they introduce themselves. In the future, Kasharawar will be the only Darshan with the ability to research mechanisms. There's no such thing as exclusivity in knowledge. Besides, the current Kasharawar is more concerned about how mechanisms can be used in everyday life, while my research involves textual analysis of ruins. If they're trying to use the collaborative project as an excuse to have me reconsider again...
No, that's not it. The request this time is from Akara Crafts. The representative of Kasharawar recommended you to them, Madame Farazan. In truth, she told me that it's because she respects you a lot.
Oh, respect? Oh, my.
Yes, is animo. Yes, that's... oddly enough... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys missed it. You guys missed it as well. You guys need to check the VOD back. And when I named the Wanderer, they allow you to name a playable character, which is wild. And what I named him as, y'all are gonna love it. Just clip it. Just clip it. You'll find it. It's in the VOD here somewhere. I don't know if you can do playbacks right now at all, but yeah, you can find that. Respect. She's caught off guard.
My ideological differences with Kasharawar, I suppose I must acknowledge this attitude of theirs. At the very least, they're bounds above those decrepit Haravatat fools.
It wouldn't hurt to hear them out.
Akara Crafts
Hi, Kale.
is a pretty nice
Everyone
shop.
loves Kale.
Well, since both of you feel as such,
No.
I shall first hear
No,
this
I don't think I
proposal.
will.
In summary, Akara Crafts
I don't think
wants
I'll
to
tell you what I
design
named
a
them.
series of early learning toys that will cultivate curiosity and learning in children.
Yay.
Early learning toys. Interesting.
The academia agreed to work with them because they hope that these toys can help children become excellent researchers in the future.
True. The current academia is in need of some new blood. If the children start learning now, perhaps I can find some talented students in a few years.
Madame Farazan, you still haven't found any students?
Anise, Kasharawar's representative, should be staying in the inn at Port Ormos. If you want more details, you can find her there.
Port Ormos? Now there's a place I haven't been to in a long time. I wonder how much it's changed.
I probably can't join you since Port Ormos is a little far from here. I should probably go back and report to Master, and then review today's homework.
No worries. Go do your homework, Kale. Once I'm done with everything here, I'll head over to Pardistii.
I can take you
Thank
there.
you. Why, I'd even call this a rare chance for a curious researcher like myself to observe the legendary traveler up
Hear
close.
that, everyone? I'm legendary. All right, so then to Port Ormus. Yep, perfect. We shall see what this arc goes through.
Incoming.
Madame Farazan! Oh, it's really you. Did you change your mind?
All right, calm down. Let me be clear. I'm still not all that interested in Kasharawar. I'm just here to see how the project is going. After all, you're here as representatives of the academia in this collaboration. The reputation of all research is at stake here, so I will not simply stand by should mistakes get made.
Either way, it's good that you were willing to come. Now, we've given Akara Crafts many ideas over the past couple of days. However, their owner thinks that our designs are too complicated, which will drive production costs too far up.
That's expected. Students who have never had to deal with budgetary constraints probably don't understand how important it is to keep costs low. How enviable. Oh,
It must have been very difficult for you to get funding for your research.
Join the Kasharawar, your budget will be as big as you want it to be.
That's enough. I will not repeat myself. Take me to Akara Crafts owner first, if you please.
All right. He's usually at the slope up ahead recruiting volunteers to test out his toys. Let's just head over.
All right, let's see. Let's see what all this is about. How far is this? Okay, cool. I can do that. Off the bridge we go!
Don't blink.
This was definitely slower.
Mamdu, the one I recommended is here.
Oh, so you're, Madame Farazan?
Yes, that's me.
Cool.
Ah, wonderful. We haven't been able to make any progress on our collaboration recently. We've made many suggestions, but Miss Anise thought that those ideas were too simple and wouldn't be effective in training the mind.
Wouldn't be effective in training the
Learning toys are meant
mind.
to help the academia train future researchers.
All right,
after
I am
all.
significantly
If they're
less
too simple,
enthralled with this
then
story
how are
arc
they
than the
any
previous
different from
one.
regular toys?
But if they're too complicated, not only will they be expensive to...
So the design can't be too complicated, but it can't be too easy to play with either.
I remember that in your notes. Many contraptions have managed to fulfill complex functions despite using simple parts. Maybe with
The contraptions in my notes, I didn't create those. I simply took the contraptions in the ruins apart and analyzed them. But now that you mention it, the ruins did have things like that. Do you have a pen, paper, and scissors? I'll make a paper prototype.
You have an idea already? I suppose I should have expected as much of a Oh, you're done already?
Oh, like little puzzles like this. Interesting.
Let me explain. These paper strips of varying lengths represent rings of different sizes. They can be slotted onto the poles and stacked up like a tower.
Well, that is easier to make than I expected.
That's very simple as well. You just need to shift the tower from this pole to another pole.
Isn't this a little too simple?
Of course, when moving each ring, the paper strips in this case, you must follow one rule. You can only move one ring at a time, and you can't place a bigger ring on top of a smaller one. It's like building a tower. The rings in the 3 poles must be stacked from big to small. I named this toy Pagoda Stack.
Pagoda stack.
That sounds way too simple. Even I feel like it's
Give it a try and you'll find out if it's simple or not. I heard from Anise that you find volunteers to try out the
It's such a simple toy.
Mamdu, let's just...
And that's how you play this game.
You called everyone here.
It doesn't look like it'll take that many steps.
Come on, we all promised to help Mr. Mamdu test out the new toys. He said he'd give us new Genius Invocation TCG cards. Ugh, fine. Let's get this over.
We are training the minds of the youth with puzzles.
Huh? It took me over
I only needed 18.
Not bad. Looks like you're all familiar with the... Then let's increase the difficulty. The next tower will be 5 layers tall. Now then, give it a shot.
Wait, there's more.
Well, since we're already here, an extra layer shouldn't make it that much harder, right? What's going on? I've already moved over 30 steps, but I'm still not done yet.
I'm almost done.
I'm like doing the puzzle in my head and my brain is going wild with it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can do it. I just have to like visually do it that way. Also, the Port Ormus theme is so freaking good and the music in the background. You did look it up. Let's go. I thought you might. His name is Scaramouche, and so I was like, it looks so similar. Like I literally cut out a U, and I think I just misspelled Scara, but I just like.
What? This pagoda stack toy is pretty
good. We'll try it one final time. This time.
Sheesh! Wow.
Mamdu, we've still got quite.
Do you need that many steps for something this simple?
Madam Faruzan,
you were looking at it quite seriously just now. If you want to test out your hypothesis, you'll just have.
Got it.
Ah, we don't have enough
Days
paper
will be
strips left
bad.
for you, traveler. However, by the looks of things, you seem to have the game figured out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Why don't you guess what the lowest number of steps needed to solve a 7-layer...
Oh, come on! Oh, am I doing this right now? Am I really gonna do this right now? Let me do this in my... Oh, frick. I don't think I can... Shit, what the frick? Oh my gosh. It really wants me to actually... 108 freaking steps. This is a joke! This is a joke! I want to get this first try so bad, but like... if I'm gonna think mathematically, if there's 7. Oh, just pick one. 108.
What a shame.
Frick!
However, you did well for someone seeing Pagoda Stack for the first time. Let's see how well they do that.
See, I want to, but also I'm playing Genshin and I don't want to.
Then the big one won't be able to go on top of it. Oh, this is going to take...
I've lost count of how many steps I've taken.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part. It's like if you want to be able to backtrack, then you have to count your backtracks as steps.
It's got a lot.
I solved it.
It is 127?
It takes 127
Tisk,
steps in
tisk.
total.
That many?
For every extra layer in the pagoda stack, the move order you need to consider becomes much more complex, and the number of steps required will at least double.
More accurately, it will require double the steps, plus 1 each time. You did well. You didn't underestimate the principles behind it just because it's an early learning toy.
Interesting. Why are they counting? It's to show off to all of the stupid Genshin players that they are smart and like that it's just like things that look simple aren't necessarily simple.
The complexity of any given contraption isn't determined by the number of parts it has. The way the parts interact and the rules behind how it operates are important too.
Yeah, this is what makes good video games, and some of the best video games are really simple. It's because though in their simplicity they allow for certain different things.
Oh, I see. No wonder you emphasized in your notes that no contraption should ever be
I see. So even a simple toy can become complex with the right set of rules.
Sketch. Yeah, when you get... Dude, if you're... You are a long ways away from getting to this point. Faruzad's quests are locked behind an Archon quest that you have to do at the tail end of Sumeru's story. So you'll be deep in the story at that point.
That's right. The rules used for Pagoda Stack are the simplest kind when it comes to ancient contraption-making techniques. I could spend some time picking out all those machines that do something similar, and once that happens, you can give the volunteers...
You're like in your element. Why were you so against being a part of this group?
Do you have an... Yeah, when can... in about 2 days or so, I think. Anise, if you're free, can you help me with the illustrations for the reference book?
Of course. I'd be honored.
2 days should be enough for us to find more volunteers.
Should I come back in 2 days then?
Welcome.
Thank you for coming here with me today.
Cool. Time to manipulate time. So how y'all doing? You doing all right? I'm gonna get a drink while this is going. I have 10 seconds. I'm back! Yes! I made it in time! Let's go! So who here has eaten rhubarb? Anyone here eaten rhubarb? I'm pretty sure my real time and my stream has gone off kilter by like 10 seconds, but... And when speeding up time isn't even fast enough. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's real funny. Yeah, so I work at a grocery store, and so I was at the grocery store, and we ran out of strawberries. And so what did they put in the place where all the strawberries were? They put rhubarb there. We don't sell rhubarb normally, and so now they just kind of appear there. And I was like, man, I want some rhubarb, so I got some rhubarb. Rhubarb is like celery, but if it was a fruit and extremely sour. like a fruit, like Granny Smith apple, but like greater than that levels of sour. Not quite like lemons, because it's not the same as that. It's a little different. It's a little more bitter than lemons. But it's like So good. It's so good. It's one of my favorite vegetables. It's great. Even though it's technically a fruit, but it's also a vegetable. Fascinating. Yeah, I know, right? Also, I just freaking brief jumped this. I literally... What the heck? Just like brief jumped this box. I didn't even climb it. I was just like... Dang, she got jumps. She got hops. Where are we going? Down. Wait, can I do this into the... No! Whatever. And she.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Pardis DI as quickly as I can.
Cool. That's what I'm saying. We don't... It's not that we can't sell it. It's that we haven't sold it the entire time I have worked there, which has been like 7 months. And so we haven't sold it for like a whole time. And then the one time that we have it is just in the place of where we normally put our strawberries, which we normally have. Produce department's weird. I don't know what else to say about that.
Anise. We haven't had much time to get to know each other, but she seems like a good kid. She's able to calmly figure out the basic principles behind something without being influenced by others. I'll do my best to teach her over the next few days.
Why don't you take her on as your student?
Well, her interest lies in the application of mechanisms. I do have some old knowledge to share, but if we think about the future, it's easier for her to learn the things she's interested in if she stays in Kasharawar.
That's very wise, actually. You don't want to take her away from the thing that would be better from her, even if it would benefit you.
My research into mechanisms is, in a sense, a side effect of my research into ancient texts. If she becomes my student to learn how to make modern contraptions, it wouldn't benefit either of us in the long run.
Well, sometimes produce can probably get mispicks on certain pieces of produce that will end up getting into their grocery stores. It was just weird that we had that. I love rhubarb is the thing. I grew up with like a rhubarb gardens on both of my grandparents' places, and so when I would go over when it was ripe, we would just eat raw rhubarb, eat like a whole stalk, like it was great. One of my favorite desserts has always been a rhubarb cobbler made by my grandma, and so.
However, if she develops an interest in deciphering ancient texts over these next 2 days, that would change things. If I successfully poach a student, those young punks at Haravatat will have one less reason to cut my budget. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia. Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anise's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference books.
Simple and fun, yeah.
You're right. If no one understands the reference book, it doesn't matter how detailed it is. It's better to make it simpler and fun so that children will be interested in the subject.
You see, she's like super headstrong, but she's like really smart and wise. I was not. Oh, did you look up a picture of it? Yeah, it's celery. It's essentially just sour celery. It's wonderful. No, she's really smart.
Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
Paperman. Oh man, Farazan's really smart. Farazan, thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. That's just good timing on that line. Wait. I just waited. Oh my. Raise a glass to freedom. Burr, my first friend, my enemy. Maybe the last face I ever see. If I throw away my shot, is this how you'll remember me? What if this bullet is my legacy? Legacy. What is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. I wrote some notes at the beginning of a song someone will sing for me. America, you great unfinished symphony, you sent for me. You let me make a difference. A place where even orphaned immigrants can leave their fingerprints and rise up. I'm running out of time, I'm running out of my time's up. Wise up, eyes up. Hi, Farazan, what's up?
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
2 to 3 business days.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. Let's see what the Academia shall say about it this time. And if we activate this little mechanism, a Sumeru rose will appear at...
Oh, I thought it came out of thin air! It's amazing!
If the mechanism was bigger, you could make a rabbit appear, right?
Oh my gosh, she's turning into a magic shop swindler.
Then you can't use a cane. Could you switch it out with a hat or something?
You're applying what you learned creatively. Not bad. Let's look at the next page. If you fold an origami bird like...
Whoa. You can make a mechanism using just a piece of paper?
The principles at play are even more important than the parts that make up a mechanism.
That's what I'm saying! Oh my gosh, it's not the thing, it's the principles behind the thing. If you know the principles, you can apply it to everything. This is why, like, learning the core of mathematics is so freaking important. So, like, understand how to play with it properly, because you can do so many different things with it so quickly once you get into the upper levels of mathematics. And that's just one route in which knowing the principles of the greater thing makes for a more efficient of the performing of the greater thing. So freaking good! Oh! Yes!
These are pretty cool. I'm tempted to try them out.
I'm not that interested in toys.
Everyone, we have paper prototypes.
This is such a well-prepared...
But
It's fine. We have a...
What's crazy is that this hangout session is more just like...
Origami bird flew further this time.
You can clip me. I'm on the internet. You think I don't want to be clipped, Sketch? You think I don't want to be clipped? I am here for people's entertainment. I'm here for my own entertainment. I need this. You have no power here. You're in chat. You have no power here.
Professor Farazan? How can I make them fly further?
To parallel to the origami bird stuff, when I was in middle school, or honestly late elementary school, we had a paper plane flying contest on who made the best paper airplane. And I didn't know how to make paper airplanes right. I only knew like one traditional way. And what I did is that traditional way, it glides, it's nice, but it's really, unless you get it really precise, the direction will always change and it won't go straight. And so I was really annoyed with that. So I accidentally folded it one too many times. And so it got like a really, really thin wingspan, so it wouldn't like glide at all. But what it did is it made the piece of paper fly seamlessly through the air. So if you put a crap ton of propulsion on it and throw it as hard as you can, it just like flies through the air like it's nobody's business. And it doesn't like fly like glide. It's just a projectile. And I didn't see it that way, but it flew, and I was like, haha, I won the contest that time. And I went like 4 to 5 years until I was in high school, like that, where I was like, I can make the best airplane, because it was the best airplane. There were a few other ones that glided better, but mine was always the fastest and the one that went the longest distance. And so I showed it to my physics teacher. I was taking physics. I showed it to my physics teacher, and I was like, hey, look at this. Look at the best paper airplane. And you want to know what he said to me? You want to know what this freaking rude... I love this guy. I love him so much. But you know what this rude guy said to me? He was like, that's not really a paper airplane. It's more like just a projectile. And I was devastated by this, because I'm like, no, it's a paper airplane. And you're just like, no. Paper airplanes, the point of it is to try to glide as far as you can. But yeah. Yeah, so that ruined my childhood for a little bit. Anyway.
Just madam will do. Maybe in the future, you may indeed get the chance to call me Professor.
Aww. I find that endearing. Why do I find that endearing? She just corrected this boy. It's a missile. It's a projectile, yes!
You may wish to pay attention to these few details.
Wow! Hey, Madam Farazan, will we learn?
Of course you will. If you become a researcher, you can explore any field you like to your heart's content. In the future, if you want,
You can even be. But Mom and Dad said that there are 6 Darshans in the academia.
You know,
Was it 7?
you know what's funny about this? Is I'm the paper man. I didn't tell that story because I'm the paper man. That's just lore. It's just lore. At this point. Oh my gosh. Like every time I have like the opportunity for a paper reference of any sort for the explanation, doesn't even cross my mind until later when I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess that does make sense. But it's happened twice now with you guys, and that's, you know, it's if I had a nickel for every time that I had I had a backstory about paper when my name's the paper man, I'd have 2 nickels, but it's not a lot of nickels, but like, man, it's weird it's happened twice. Shoot down the paper. It's meant to be. This is yeah, you were the one who pointed it out last time too, Sketch.
Darshan teaches about mechanisms in origami.
Well, in this case, it wouldn't be Haravatat.
I know. We need to choose Kasharawar.
Huh?
I want to attend Kasharawar in the future and fold even better origami bird.
I want to make even more. Actually, the other Darshans do have their own specialties too. For example, Haravatat specializes in. Pay attention, children. Children.
Looks like recruiting students might be an issue.
What happen?
What if we end up in a Darshan we don't like? Does that mean that we?
No, that won't happen. Take me, for example. I'm a researcher from Haravatat, but I research mechanisms. See, the only person able to restrict your curiosity as a researcher is you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not really.
Huh. It's all right. You still have a long road ahead of you. Now, do you want to learn about some other machines?
She's really nice. She's oddly self-aware. It's almost like her uptightness and her like unashamed going after things is like a conscious choice for her character.
Let me tell you a story about pressure.
Because the way she's really good with interacting around children. She just doesn't like interacting with adults, I've noticed. Look at her! Look at me! I'm adorable here. The gardener and the nursery. So long as the pursuit of knowledge brings you joy, I'm fine with it. But won't you reconsider? Haravatat's classes are very interesting too. Aww. Well then. Three more to go. Let me in. So I did go this way, so let's go here.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tiny.
About Kasharawar.
Putting aside the
I'm skipping all the dialogue because I already seen most of the dialogue.
I believe even if in the end, useful and
useless are concepts that shouldn't be used to evaluate knowledge.
When I first started deciphering ancient documents, I didn't think about how it'd be useful to Kasharawar. That's why there's no need for me to join them to do useful research. I'd rather stay in Haravatat. It's much more convenient for me to access the materials I need for my research here. Still, the funding that Kasharawar has offered me is so hard to get in Haravatat. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia. Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anis's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations.
Accurate and detailed.
You're right. Explanations are a core part of early developments, too.
Alright, I feel like this one's not going to go
By
smoothly.
using detailed and accurate illustrations, we can impart knowledge more effectively. It would also make it easier for me to recruit students. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into
You're
account.
welcome!
See you in 2 days.
What is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. I wrote some notes at the beginning of a song someone will sing for me. America, you great unfinished symphony, you sing for me. You let me make a difference, a place where even orphaned immigrants can leave their fingerprints and rise up. I'm running out of time, I'm running out of my time's up. Wise up, eyes up. I catch a glimpse of the other side. Lawrence leads a soldier's chorus on the other side. He's with my mother on the other side. Washington is watching from the other side. Teach me how to say goodbye. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Eliza. My love, take your time. I'll see you on the other side. Raise a glass to freedom.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
We're just starting to set up the venue.
Good.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have. This is going to be quite the event.
Uh-huh.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all.
I strike him right between his ribs.
Academia shall say about it this time.
I walk towards him, but I'm ushered away. They row him back across the Hudson.
To sum up, the 24 forms of pressure...
Farzan makes you wait days because you've waited years, yes. 24 forms of the pressure-based puzzle mechanisms you are used in various ruins.
Let's go to the next page. Now, I'll explain the base layer design of elemental monuments.
I'm glad I chose the other one before. I feel like I'm in class.
I don't understand.
Are these really toys?
They sound a bit...
Oh. Well, we've prepared paper prototypes for everyone.
Oh, this is no fun. I want to go home and play Genius Invocation TCG.
I also want to go home and... I can do that too. Show you what that's like.
I don't think any...
I should go home and take care of my children.
Yeah, what were you doing before this? Like, why did you leave them? What the frick, girl? Nazanin! Nazanin! Why were you even here? Go... I'd say get back here, but I want you to take care of your children. Nazanin! What the frick? Huh. Oh, but the branch master catches wind of what we're doing.
How did this happen?
I'm sorry. I think we miscalculated.
I must apologize too.
You simply gave suggestions. I was the one who decided to follow through. Anise, too, was only following my instructions. I will find a way to make up for this error. Please, give me some time.
Excuse me, but are you the one who wrote this reference book?
Yes.
Why are your pupils triangles? It's throwing me off.
Ah, you're that man mountain who is...
Do I stand out that much? Well, I guess I don't look like someone who'd have anything to do with toys. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kamal, the branch master of Sumeru's Adventurers Guild.
Yeah, I know, right? She is like, she admitted fault. She's not like your annoying. Farzan's an inspiration. She's really smart. She's really forward and admits fault when she messes up, but doesn't like feel like overly sorry about it. She doesn't beat herself up about her thing. She's a genuine scholar. She's like a less cynical Alhaitham right now. And Alhaitham is very cynical.
What's the branch master doing here? Were you looking for us, or did something happen?
I came to Port Ormos to visit some old friends. On the way over, I saw the booklet you were handing out, so I came to take a look. Can you print a few more copies of this booklet and sell them to the Adventurers Guild? Also, could you make full-fledged models of those paper prototypes and sell them to us as well?
What does the Adventurers Guild want with these toys?
You may see them as toys, but to adventurers who need to deal with all sorts of machines and contraptions, we have many members who can't read, so books are of little use to them. What they know of handling mechanisms has been learned solely through word of mouth. Even if the academia granted public access to all their books, there are people who can't use them.
Ah, and our booklet is practically all pictures.
Well, it is designed for children.
Farzan, you say it's designed for children, but that didn't work at all.
It might be a bit too difficult for children, but it's perfect for adventurers. Also, those paper strips, if you can make wooden versions for demonstration purposes, even the most illiterate person would be able to follow along and understand.
Yeah!
If we can supply a model set for each branch, and if each adventurer carries a booklet with them, then ruin exploration will become much safer.
Yeah!
You really think so? I mean, yes. I always knew it. Knowledge will always be needed, one way or another.
Making models of contraptions for the adventurers?
I still don't like the fact that I haven't been given
be
an
honest,
explanation how
that sounds like a
Farazan is
good
100 years
avenue to
old.
explore to me.
I want her as a character so I can read her lore now because of this.
We'll probably have to send in a separate application, but it shouldn't be an issue. After all, this concerns safety during the exploration of ruins. It's a problem that
Then let's cut to the chase and discuss the details of our first order. This much.
That's so wholesome! Look at her face! Her face! She's ancient, but she's so purely childlike at the same time. She feels so satisfied. Success! Knowledge is wealth. All knowledge will find its use. You say that, but there's people on the internet that do not know a lot of things that they should not be paying any close attention to.
In adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
Thanks, Kaching. Anyway, we got 2 more. She has no nose. You know, you don't have a nose, Sketch. Alright, I did all these. So, how do I get to this bottom one? This one goes to the toys. Paperwork sure is tough. What do I do here? I have to go up here.
What now? Master said there's no rush. But I
Okay.
don't feel for Madame Farah
Okay.
if I get her in trouble with the academia.
Okay. Let's think of some ways to get her. Oh! This was the other one. Let's get her find some ways to get to Party's D-High.
But if someone does complain to the academia, wouldn't it make Farazan's situation more awkward?
Prove it, Sketch. Prove it. Yeah? Prove it. Oh, you can't? You don't gotta know. Sorry.
And if the academia investigated and found her at Party's DI, things would get even worse. Do you have some way to invite her over to Party's DI without stepping on the academia's toes?
I do have the makings of an idea,
Okay,
Kale.
then. I'm counting on you.
I'm glad you can count, at least, because there's a fly! Go away!
I have to teach students for Madame Farazan. Well, since you're asking me so sincerely, let's just ignore the academia.
Please, Madame Farazan, focus. Today's the deadline.
Today's the deadline! Think of the deadlines, Farazan! Actually, Tanari wants to invite her over to discuss some research.
Yes. I see. Why, that lad didn't make it very clear in his letter, now did he? Otherwise, I would have reported it as part of my research. Yeah!
Yeah!
Master sent us over to explain everything to you.
Wait. Opportunities for collaborative research don't just come out. Also, there isn't much overlap between Madame Farazan's research and that of Amorta, right? What?
Master, a fully automated irrigation system.
Oh! Yeah, that's a really clever combination of Tainari's and Farazan's respective areas of academia. Huh! She's all about sort of like mechanisms as a whole, and like his is all about like the Forest Watch as a whole. So yeah.
A fully automated
Precisely. It's a system that can automatically adjust the amount of water it provides based on the season and the plant species involved. I saw a similar mechanism while exploring a ruin in the rainforest. That's why
a mechanism like that exists?
I found it 100 years ago. So it's only natural that you don't know about it. Why don't you go ask your teacher's teacher? Perhaps they've heard about it from their teacher.
Sheesh! Roasting this girl is like go on to your teachers.
But but we can't prove its existence one way or the other.
Its
right?
existence is true enough for the fact that Tainari is asking me to do something about it. Now be on your way, girl, and go.
Fret not.
Fret not!
I'll write an official proposal to the academia later.
An official proposal. I'll go inform my superiors now. Please.
Sure. I'll be sure to needle him until he gets it done. Phew. I think she bought it.
That was a quick thinking.
Even though this is our first meeting, I must say, we make a good team.
I don't have you yet as a playable character, so I cannot reciprocate the emotion.
Wow! You made up that excuse on the spot, huh?
Who knows? It's been 100 years, so it wouldn't be too surprising if I've forgotten a few details. No?
Huh?
I'll let Tainari worry about whatever
What are
might
you?
need to send to the
Why are you 100 years old? Why am I buying into this? Please tell me.
If I'm right, the request he has in store for me won't be any simpler than the academia.
Okay, cool. So now we're going into this route. Let's go to Parties D-High.
We're back!
You don't have to shout. I can hear you.
He's got ginormous ears. Of course he can hear
Well,
you.
You got here much faster than I expected. I thought you'd have a lot more business to...
Thanks to the Traveler, I was able to, pawn off various problems of mine onto others.
Onto others?
We can discuss that later. You're looking for me because of the thing you mentioned in the...
That's right. Please.
Yeah, sure. I'm down. Flower. Flower! Yay. Don't mind me just walking in your fountain. Can I just go up here, please? Thank you. Oh, hey, it's this guy. It's Carcata.
Don't be scared, Kale. This is the mechanical life form the Traveler and I saved a while back. Its name is Carcata.
She does have the intelligence of someone being old. I know, like, I buy that. It's not like I don't buy that. It's just, why? How? I've bought it always in Liwa because in Liwa, most of the people who claimed that age were always, they were either Adeptus, part Adeptus, or like the Archons themselves, or a different species.
It's the final work of a late
like
junior
Tainari.
You mean Abatui? He must have been a genius to create one of such polished objects. It's uncommon that a Spontamod researcher is able to create such an intricate machine. If he were still around, we could probably chat the day away. What a shame.
Need a birth certificate. It's not like it's not that I don't believe it. It's that I don't have a reason to. I don't have the reason behind it. I don't have the explanation behind it.
Something seems wrong here.
Carcata has been lying down like this since a few days ago. It could be an old malfunction. I've taken a few courses conducted by Spontamod before, so I've managed to perform some passable repairs on Carcata's energy supply module. However, it seems the issue this time is with its transmission. My knowledge can only prevent its condition from deteriorating any further, but...
Not necessarily. Mechanical life forms are created using techniques from alchemy, elemental science, and more. There are multiple modules here that influence each other. A simplistic knowledge of mechanisms will not serve here.
I'm actually really
You know that
interested
as
in
well.
this because I've always been wondering what like the ruins are, and so this is always good knowledge to be able to have. Go eat. Yes, have fun with food.
Each mechanical life form is very different from the next. So even I cannot be sure if my understanding of mechanical life forms is going to be of any use to our little crab friend here. Can you all go outside for a minute? I need a bit of space. Before I do a thorough check, everything we've just said is but conjecture.
All right.
Cool. Sounds good to me. We just take that real quick. We take those. And then that. Kale!
I didn't know mechanical life forms could get sick too. You have to get better soon, Karkata.
She's so pure.
We'll wait here till Faruzan finishes her inspection. In the meantime, I'd like to talk to you about her.
Hallelujah! I'd like to ask about her past, please. Can I get Faruzan's past for 800?
Her past, huh? Quite a few people in the academia know about what happened to her. Perhaps it'd be best if I'm the one to tell you. I've told you before that she disappeared for 100 years, right? From her perspective, trapped might be a more apt description.
So what was she trapped in?
Her exact words were,
That ruin was crawling with traps and coded inscriptions from wall to wall. I did all I could to decipher the code and deactivate the traps to escape the ruin, but there was no way out. I lost track of time and I ran out of pen and paper. In the end, I had to use stone shards to write on the walls and on the floor to decipher the code. Then, before I realized it, I ran out of space on the walls and floor. I had to calculate all the possibilities in my mind. After that, my memory started to become fuzzy, and my cognition slowed down.
she doesn't remember anything else, including the location of the ruin and how she finally managed to escape.
But this place exists, right? Can I find this place in the real world? I feel like I should be able to find this place in the world. How she managed to escape, I buy that. She was just in hypersleep. This still doesn't answer my question on how she's 100 years old. Like, if you're doing that for like 25 years, but like, how did you live? Why are you not dead? Like,
when she was found in the outskirts of Sumeru a few years ago, she looked exactly the same as she did 100 years prior. However, she was in a stupor and struggled to form sentences.
I buy that.
Only after a lengthy recovery period could she speak again.
So I buy that.
The academia speculates that she must have gotten trapped in an unknown ruin while researching machines a century ago. And because of the ruin's special properties that halted her aging, she was able to use those 100 years to crack the trapping mechanism and then escape.
So what do you mean the ruins have special properties that halt aging? That's not whatever. Cool. Explanation given. I'll take it.
100 years had passed. Everyone she knew, and everyone who knew her, was already gone. In the end, even the academia had to rely on century-old records in the Akasha to confirm her existence.
Can I continue? Hello? Game? Game? No! I thought my game was crashing. Or not crashing. Why would you do this to me? I just see a speech bubble and an ellipses as a dialogue option. I can't see.
Don't make that face. I'm not telling you this because I want to drum up sympathy. She wouldn't want others to pity her.
I have to choose to say nothing.
Rather, she sees that period of entrapment as an experimental error. As a researcher, she must accept everything that results from her experiments, even if they don't fall within expectations.
She must be really lonely.
Even after going through so much, she's returned to Sumeru and still hasn't given up on her research. Due to changes over the years and drift in academic subjects, she holds some rather strong opinions about the current academia. And she has no shortage of detractors herself. What I want to say is that no matter what era we're in, Faruzan is a true senior researcher in every sense of the word.
And of the topic of which she was studying, the most valuable researcher in that area. She has 100 years of hands-on experience and only more time to come, which is wild.
She has her own deep understanding of various ruins and machines. If there's a chance, you should talk about them with her. It'll definitely be helpful for your journey.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Master, Madame Faruzan's done.
Oh? Let's head over. With any luck...
Let's go.
I never thought that I'd encounter a restitution module once again after 100 years.
She is smart. She's super smart.
Impressive things on this. If my guess is correct, This mechanical life form has displayed attempts at self-sustenance before, right? Such as collecting parts to repair itself, for instance?
It used them for something else, but as far as its design goes, it does have a function like that.
I knew it. If I'm not wrong, Karkata's issue lies with its restitution module. Abatui's modified this module extensively, but the core parts and design philosophy are very similar to the principles as I know them. They are all based on principles learned from the ruins. The creators of the ruins machine once tried to create a perpetual mechanism that could replace life or even surpass it. The restitution module is the result of one of their countless attempts. It replicates the behavior of living things to achieve a self-repair function. However, the energy required in maintenance of the module became an issue. For example, a living thing's heart can deliver nutrients and blood to various organs. However, the bigger the living thing, the more powerful the heart needs to be. Once the heart is damaged, it'll be hard for that living thing to heal itself, and even the function of other organs can be affected. Thus, the attempt wasn't widely adopted. Even 100 years ago, I'd only seen it once before. Oh dear. This is going to be a problem. Based on my current research, I'll need to swap out the damaged parts in the restitution module to repair Karkata. But like I just said, the module is rare, even by the standards of ancient machines. Not only that, but there is very little related research documentation available.
Because she's sad, that's why.
Finding suitable parts would be like trying to find a single gear in the vast desert, to say nothing of the difficulty in making those parts from scratch. One can only wonder where Abatui found the original parts.
I might have an idea. Abatui was, for a time, quite passionate about excavating the Great Red Sand. This was when he had just gotten expelled from the academia.
You mean to say he found a restitution module in the desert? Well, that is indeed possible.
But the desert's huge. How are we supposed to find the parts that Karkata needs?
According to the academia's
Welcome back,
records,
food
no
and
similar
sketch.
parts have been found in the Great Red Sand over the past 100 years. If we want to try our luck, we'll have to explore ruins that have never been explored before.
It's okay. So the way that she lives to be 100 is apparently the ruins have aspects to them that are like anti-aging in certain ways. She was trapped in the ruins for over 100 years. And when she was found outside of them, she had no knowledge of how she escaped or kind of like where she was. And she was like in a stupor when they found her. So,
I do know that a Vahumana researcher formed an expedition team after the sandstorms and earthquakes subsided. They are now exploring areas of the desert that used to be difficult to access.
Should we ask them if they've made any new discoveries lately?
The chances are slim, but it's at least more effective than running around like headless chickens.
What's the lead researcher's name?
His name is Raid. I think he's stationed at the northeast part of the Hypostyle Desert.
Oh, you and Kale should probably stay. Karkata's condition may be stable, but it would still... Besides, you still need to take care of the trouble that the academia left for me.
Trouble from the academia? I thought you said you pawned it off to someone else. Wait, don't tell me.
I'll let Kale fill you in on the details. I look forward to seeing your work, Tainari.
Yep, and so I have to make Tainari write the essay.
A fully automated irrigation system. That's quite the task.
Yes,
Master, can I help with anything at all? I can go...
Oh, you know, I seem to remember that you have a lot of homework today.
Huh?
Well, hurry up and finish it so you can sleep early, or Faruzan will worry. That's the best thing you can do now to help.
Oh, okay.
We love you, Kale! All right, where are we going? Where are we going? To the... Sheesh, we walked a long way. Don't worry, pain is temporary, the glory of Rome is forever. Is there anything visible that I want to get here? No? Okay. No? Glory of Rome is everything that you need.
What is this?
It's a desert.
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed any further.
She's a researcher
That
from the
still
academy.
won't do. Mr. Raid told us to keep people away from the ruins, so...
Damage the site? I've excavated more ruins than you've visited restaurants. Which batch
Dang.
of students is Raid from?
He isn't at the campsite now. You should all leave. Only he can give you permission to enter.
What a stubborn guy.
You can't just waste our time here like this. Let's wait for that researcher to come out. Do we go after him or let him, or wait? We can't just waste our time here like this.
You're right. Even if there is new information, we still have to wait for him to come back so we can ask him about it. So let's just see what we can. I'm going to give that Raid a good talking to when he gets back.
Ask the villagers stuff.
Halt! Mr. Raid's
Oh, yeah, you're not a villager. Cool.
That machine looks amazing. Could it be the legendary Ruin Wanderer? The location seems to fit too. Might that legend actually be true?
Yeah! Okay, sorry, I was trying to sneeze there. Oh, I got it. I got it. Chatty villager.
The ruins? Don't know anything. We were only hired to deliver water and supplies to them. Forget excavation. They won't even let us get close to the camp where they're staying.
Cool. Yeah, sorry. The breathing noise was probably breathing.
This area used to be ravaged by frequent sandstorms. They say that this was done by a single traveler.
Well, I found out everything I could. Is there anything that stands out to you?
The hired villagers from Aru. Sandstorm
To
dispersing.
be honest, the ruins were difficult to excavate in the past, but they really are much safer now, thanks to you. However, I'm more concerned about this Ruin Wanderer they speak of. Ruin Wanderer. That's the first time I've heard that name. But that wreckage did seem a bit weird.
It's weird about
It's
it.
a bit far away, and I can't really say for sure from this distance. Perhaps we should ask the village.
Huh? What are you guys doing back here?
Breathing noises. Get over it. I want to learn more about the legend of the Ruin Wanderer.
I wouldn't blame you for not knowing about it, youngsters. After all, it's a tale that's over a decade old. It's said that this monster, the Ruin Wanderer, traversed through various ruins for centuries. Many adventurers had claimed to see it while exploring. Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins. Then, about 10 years ago, we stopped hearing any news about it in Sumeru. No one has seen it since then, and the legend has since faded into memory. You youngsters probably don't know about the Ruin Wanderer nowadays.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Wait, back then?
Indulge my curiosity for a moment. Why do you think that wreckage is the Ruin Wanderer?
Well, I had also heard that...
You heard that nonsense from the Eremites after they got drunk, right?
Who are you?
Madam Faruzan, it is a pleasure. I'm Raid, the one who organized this archaeological expedition.
Cool.
I'd heard of you at the academia, but I didn't expect to run into you here. Truly, it is an honor.
Of course.
And this must be the famous traveler, I presume.
Have you found any special contraptions and relics in the ruins that you've been investigating?
I'm ashamed to say that we haven't found anything.
Really? That Ruin Wanderer isn't noteworthy to you?
I'm afraid those are mere rumors. Really, I sometimes wish that those people would put as much effort into their work as they do into gossiping. The wise do not buy into rumors, so it is said. I believe that you too, Madam Faruzan, do not put any stock into such baseless talk.
It is also said that real knowledge shall come from practice. I can help you research the excavated relics and see if I can find out anything new about them. You can take credit for any new discoveries. I believe this offer to be sufficiently attractive.
In truth, I could ask for nothing better than your help with our research. However, you two must be tired after. It's getting late and my subordinates and I are heading back to the camp to rest. Why don't you find a place to spend the night first? We can continue our discussion tomorrow. There's a tent that the villagers occasionally use to rest. It's a bit simple.
Since you need to rest as well, let's do just that.
Yeah, sleepy time, baby!
This is quite far away. Are they trying to prevent the villagers from eavesdropping on them? This suits us just fine, though. This way, they won't overhear our conversations either. Now, I have my suspicions about this archaeological expedition team and that machine wreckage. I only caught a quick glimpse, and it was from a distance. But based on the condition of the armor and joints, it didn't seem like something that had been lying around for centuries. At most, I'd estimate that it only... Yes, the timing coincides with the spreading of the legend. Now, assuming that it... How do you suppose it was able to maintain a relatively good condition despite high-intensity operation over the course of several decades?
Restitution module.
That's right. Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before.
You've seen them before.
Well, this was over 100 years ago. It was a machine about the same size as Karkata, actually. It couldn't carry heavy objects or fight, and was only able to help me record some notes. It also helped me deliver letters home. I found it near the desert, which is why I wondered if there might be more restitution modules buried around here.
Is it no longer around?
Honestly, people in ancient times might have already solved the problem of providing enough power for all I know. I'll need to research this properly. Had I confronted Raid right there and then, he would have said that he couldn't tell that the machine was special. Then he'd just hand it over to the Academia obediently. And he'd get away scot-free. If the wreckage were to be handed to the Academia, it'd be much tougher for us to do research on it or get spare parts for Karkata. Anyway, we should figure out what they're planning before making our next move. They insisted that we should stay the night, which means if they're trying to pull a fast one on us, they're likely to try tonight. Are those sounds coming from the excavation site? I knew they wouldn't be able to wake not a single person guarding the campsite. This must be quite the manpower expenditure. I'll see if they left any clues behind at their camp. Keep watch and help me stall them if it comes. All right.
Yes, espionage.
Don't blink. Huh?
Why isn't the tent here yet? We need to switch it out tonight.
It's still on the way. I'm afraid this is the...
You good-for-nothings are just a load of trouble, aren't you? We wouldn't have to deal with these interlopers if you had kept those lips of yours from flapping. Hurry up and hide our current tent and deliver the new one to me tonight, no matter what it takes.
Huh? Who's there?
Hello, it is me.
I'm sorry. I'm just a bit upset because my subordinates aren't doing their jobs properly.
What is this delivery?
It's nothing. Just a tent. We didn't pack up all our tents from the last campsite. Some of them, someone damaged our current tent, so I'm trying to get my subordinates.
You're discussing that over
Relics
here
in the ruins are
because
highly valuable, so I'm worried that treasure hoarders and bandits might try to steal them. Well, these things are antiques after all. There will always be people interested in buying them. I hired so many... Speaking of which, I'd like to ask, is the Academia really aware? Also, where's Farazan?
I'm right here. Also, you forgot to address me as Madam.
I am your senior. I am everyone's senior that is probably alive today that is not of a different species or an Archon, or a puppet, or an Adeptus.
Sorry, Madam Farazan.
You were all making so much noise that I couldn't sleep, which is why I got the Traveler to find
This
out
guy's
what was
just living
going
his
on.
best life.
But for some reason, that one task took forever. So I came to check in on the situation.
I'm very sorry for disturbing your rest. I'll tell my subordinates to be quieter on patrol.
Good. Come on, Traveler. Yes, we came to check out the situation. We should get better rest so that we'll have energy to investigate tomorrow.
What did she find? Oh, hi. I was falling from the sky. Lovely.
Speed of light.
What did you discover, Farazan?
Thanks for dealing with them. Now, I found something good on my end. These are according to them, the ruins have been raided before, with numerous traps and contraptions having already been triggered.
Okay.
I also observed the wreckage up close earlier. The weathering is nowhere near as extensive as on the relics that have been buried for over 100 years. There's no doubt that the wreckage and the ruins don't belong to the same era. Instead, it must have wandered into the ruins about a dozen years. It could have fallen into a trap or encountered a glitch within the ruins, remaining stationary like that until... However, I still don't know why they'd want to hide it. I have the last few pages of the excavation records are written in code, which I still need time to decipher.
You can decipher a coded message?
It's just wordplay.
True.
If anything, that's my wheelhouse.
True. That's fair.
Help! Please! Help!
Ah, so it still lives.
Why are you running away? Come back! Protect me!
What's that sound? The Ruin Wanderer? That's impossible! Is this the work of some kind of hidden mechanism? Never mind. We have to focus on saving lives first.
She was in the ruin. No,
go
these
solve
aren't
Ruin
mechs.
Wanderer.
These aren't mechs. They're like ruin mechanisms.
What? It ignored the trap. Why is it chasing after us? What could have caused it to reactivate?
What did you take?
Hey, come on, you lot! It's...
Oh no! What did you take from it? You took away its dignity.
Hey, you guys, get up.
But what if it suddenly...
You good-for-nothings. Looks like this thing's parts can't handle the load of functioning anymore after years of disrepair. When it first reactivated, I was wondering if it'd be as amazing as the legends had pegged it to be. I didn't
Disappointing, you say? Now, is that because you won't be able to sell it for much?
Farusan, you may be my senior as an academia researcher, but that doesn't mean you get to
You wrote these excavation records, did you not? Or perhaps calling it a ledger might jog your memory a bit better.
A ledger?
I don't recognize that.
January 3rd. Excavated 5 tenths. January 5th. 3 tenths sold. January 10th. 1 special tent pre-sold. It must quickly be switched out with an old tent.
It's April. Is that your code name for relics?
You're supposed to be an archaeological expedition team, and yet here you are, secretly selling the relics and profiting from it. When you believed that you had found the wreckage of the Ruin Wanderer, you tried to switch in wreckage that you had excavated previously to pull the wool over the Academia's eyes. After all, there would probably be many wealthy buyers interested in purchasing the legendary Ruin Wanderer in the black market. Yes? And then we arrived just before you could finish your work. That forced you to speed up your plan, and you tried to complete the switch overnight before I could investigate the wreckage. In your haste, however, you accidentally activated the Ruin Wanderer.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lack the curiosity befitting a man of knowledge, nor do you have respect for mechanical life forms. You're not fit to be a researcher.
You tell him.
Ridiculous. Curiosity? Respect? I'm not here to hear you.
Mr. Aid!
Behind.
Can I hit it now? Can I hit it now? I want to... Can I play as Farazan and hit it?
Why is it moving again? Run!
Farazan!
Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins.
Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for...
Why is it chasing after us?
So you've been looking for me this whole time?
Wait, hold up! Hold up!
Long time no see, Tamimi.
Dang! She's... What do you mean, what did you say? She wasn't in the... She wasn't in the robot. What did you say about this? Hey, Farazan.
Dear Farazan, I hope it has been over 20 years since you went missing. People from the academia keep telling us to give up and that you're most likely dead. But somehow, I feel like you're still alive. You've always been persistent, able to shine no matter what situation you face. I believe that this persistence serves you well in surviving and finding your way home.
Yeah, that's kind of confirmed at this point. It's kind of hypersleep. Oh, and they pulled her out. Oh, the ruins pulled her out. Okay. I didn't catch that part of what you meant. But yeah, that makes a little bit of sense on why she was like in a stupor.
Unfortunately, I likely won't be able to welcome you home when you do. I don't have much time left. Only Tamimi is still the same as before, always running off to places which you've been to. Your teacher and friends came up with an idea to remodel Tamimi, so it can search for you in our place. You didn't like coming home back then and would always get Tamimi to send a letter back. Now we're leaving a letter with Tamimi. I wonder if it'll ever be delivered to you. I don't know the answer to that question, but if you ever read this letter, I hope it'll be when you've already found... I regret not being able to say this to you myself, but I'll still feel sincerely happy for you, my dear daughter.
Welcome home, Farazan. Look at you, Tamimi. You've changed so much after I've safely received the letters. Tamimi, the mechanical life form I encountered back then. When I would go on expeditions, it would follow me, take notes for me, and send my letters home.
Well, no, because she, from her own telling of the story, is that she was trying to escape for a long time, and that she just couldn't remember the getting out, that she was, she used what paper she had to try to figure out how the ruins worked, and then when she ran out of paper, she would use stones and write on the walls and the floors, and then she ran out of room there, and then she had to try to remember everything in her place. Because that's the case as well. So the haze being the part of like the sleep for her, yeah, I don't think that was until the tail end of it though, and it's very possible that she was in essentially in like a stasis point, and the other life forms were still searching for her, and they finally found her.
When I met
Brought
with
her
that
out.
accident, it was on the way to deliver a letter for me. I once thought that I'd never get to see it again.
Well, the ruins aren't necessarily inhospitable, but they're not very hospitable either. But I guess 100 years? Yeah, you would need a lot. I see your point now. Yeah, the haze had to have been like cryostasis, or almost like cryostasis for like the entire time. Interesting.
I didn't expect my teacher and others to remodel its self-repair function, upgrading it to self-learning.
Probably spent a few weeks to months in there herself before she fell
In
too.
order to plumb the depths of unknown ruins and overcome dangerous traps, it repaired and modified.
What
itself
room
using
size are
parts
you
it found
judging
along
this
the
by?
way.
We've not been to the
Decade
room of
wandering
this
became many,
ruin.
and soon, Tamimi, which used to be incapable of even moving heavy objects, became the Ruin Wanderer, all so it could deliver these last letters from them to me. The strain to support such a huge body must have turned out to be too much for your heart. Even after the remodeling, its restitution module still can't function perfectly in perpetuity. It has been pushing itself beyond its limits over the past few decades. Just like a living being, mechanical life forms have a limited lifespan. It probably became trapped in the ruins all those years ago because its shelf life had run out.
You might have been away when that conversation happened, Sketch. Really, the only thing that she kind of caught on that I was kind of like oblivious to was mostly just how long she probably would have had to have been in that haze. It's a combination of things, yeah. I still feel like Farazan was probably like enough time to where she was writing everything on the floors and walls with stone chisel. I have a feeling to like try to decipher the maze of the ruins per se wherever she was. I still feel like she was at least like a month into being there before sort of succumbing to whatever the power of the ruins were. Likely, probably the best explanation would be the protection of King Deshret. Or not enough to write for very long because she started writing on the walls and whatnot.
It most likely only reactivated because it detected my presence. And then it mustered up everything it had to Tainari told you what happened to me, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to apologize. It's not like this incident is a secret in the academia. Besides, I've always treated it as a failed experiment. As a researcher, I must accept. However, finding out that so many people were affected by my failure does make me feel somewhat conflicted. Can you head back to Pardis DI first? We've been here.
The ruins aren't exactly inhospitable. There's other, like, it's not like you're literally trapped in a box. You're just trapped. There's things that grow in the ruins.
As for me,
But also
I
rations.
Mimi for a bit longer. Just a bit.
Yeah, she was doing her search in the ruins, and then she was found in the forest. It's going smoothly as it is now. It can learn how to deal with various dangerous situations on the ruins on its own. I wish you could see it with your own eyes. As I worked, I kept thinking that you do a better job than I could. After all, you're the most successful student I've ever met. I told you not to. Now look, so many people worried. Even to Mimi's messy scribblings were repeatedly canceled and edited, leaving barely legible phrases and even a single neat message on the back. Hurry up and come home for a meal. Your mom always makes an extra portion of food, you know. I got an achievement for reading those. She looks so sad. Okay, return to Party's D-High. I'll let her be.
Don't blink.
All right.
You're back.
How was your journey through the desert?
Ooh, so this is where, is this where the choice goes? For these two, I see not a good reason to hide it outside. I'll take you at a secret for Farazan.
So Madame Faruzan has some other things to settle. All right.
Madame Farazan will be able to repair Karkat.
Oh, I gotta wait a whole nother business day, everybody. Oh, we're so close to being done with Faruzan's stuff. We're so close.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Is there to be no welcoming party? Madam Farazan, that's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Karkata is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape.
So this is a relic of an ancient civilization? Unbelievable. Thankfully, it didn't end up in Raid's unscrupulous hands.
Unscrupulous, huh? Sounds like you already told them what happened. Is that so? Thank you. We will talk about everything else later. It's nothing. I've already given all the evidence we have against Raid to the Academia. They're going to be very busy. Too busy to bother us, I'd wager. I'll start repairing Karkata then. Kale, can you help me out? Of course!
Yay! Pachi, 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 pachi.
It looks fine, but even so, it needs to properly rest up.
Faruzan went out after repairing Karkata. Well, I will not probe any further. However, if you need any help, do feel free to ask.
Thanks, my guy. Oh, Faruzan! Get out of my way.
Ah, you're here.
I'm
Thank
here.
you for keeping Tamimi a secret.
I don't plan on telling
If I
you.
tell them about Tamimi, will they still feel happy for Karkata?
Yeah.
Even if we could convince them to accept the components, they'll probably still feel bad about it. I don't want my past to affect people in the present. That applies to both me and other people.
Maybe you'll feel better if you share it with the rest.
It's fine. I'm used to this.
Even so.
I once believed that I'd never hear from my old friends and family ever again. Even their faces are getting hazier in my memories. However, I could remember them clearly again after reading the letter Tamimi handed to me and learning that they'd never given up on me. That's more than enough. I'd be disappointing them if I let myself fall into a slump because of this. Neither my teacher nor my mother would have wanted to see me like that. Besides, you're lending a listening ear to me now, aren't you? Oh, Pardius DI looks pretty.
Be my pleasure.
Once Karkata's condition stabilizes, I'll find a chance to tell Tainari and Kale about all that. But for now, just help me keep this secret. Thank you. Whether it's 100 years ago or now, I have people who worry about me. I suppose I should consider myself quite fortunate. The only time when I felt otherwise was when I had just returned to Sumeru. No one came to check up on me then.
Welcome home.
Yeah, I'm home.
Yay! Good voice acting and a good ending. Welcome back, Farazan. Where once she was adrift on the sea of time, she has found her home ashore once again. Yay! Last one, and it should be really short because I think I know where the split off is. It's right. Gosh, look at the story arc on this one. Goodness gracious, it's longer than a lot of them. Should be this. Continue. Yeah, and then we're gonna do bad ending now,
How was your
where I
journey
don't
through
keep
the
the
desert?
secret. Tell the whole truth. And nothing but the truth.
Oh no. She finally got to reunite with an old friend from 100 years ago.
As a researcher, she could perhaps accept it. However, we should give her some time. Let's just wait for her here. And in the future, I hope that we can be here to support her as her new friends.
We shall. Why do I play like I'm running out of time? In a way, it's like playing the multiverse, but it's more like playing a visual novel, and that's kind of why it's enjoyable. The different routes of stories that things go are a lot more interesting. Not so much multiverse. I don't like the idea of the multiverse too much.
What? Is there...
We've all been waiting for you.
That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Huh? Why do you all look so solemn? Come now. Liveliness befits youngsters more.
Madame Farazan,
Did... Come now. I thought that you must have encountered some major problem. This isn't something you have to worry about. Well, it looks like you already know everything. But no need to feel bad. Like I said before, as researchers, we must learn to accept our failures. Tamimi had been operating beyond capacity for a century, and I'm unable to repair it with my current abilities. Not even with these parts. It would thus be much better to use them to extend Karkata's lifespan. As a senior, it is only right that I do something for the people who come after me. That holds true for both researchers and machines. Besides, I didn't say that I would be giving you these parts for free. They will only be used for Karkata temporarily. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to help me with my research. I'll be sure to revive Tamimi once I've fully deciphered and replicated the creations of the ancient civilization.
All right. I'll do my best to help.
Me too. Although, I'm not sure if I'll be much help.
Thank you. If they could remodel Tamimi successfully even back then, there's no reason why we won't be able to do even better. And when that day comes, I'll be sure to say, welcome home, Tamimi.
Start over. New friends, a new life, and a new beginning. This is more like the generic good ending, and the other one was like the secret good ending. Like the extra good ending.
Enough procrastinating. Let's go.
I'm not procrastinating, Kaching. I'm just streaming. So yeah, that is all of Faruzan. I had no knowledge of anything about this character. Gave me a lot of good stuff, so I'm happy about that. Happy, sad ending. Yeah, I guess. I have, just to put it into perspective, I still have 6 more of those to do. And this took like an hour and a half to 2 hours to do. Probably more, actually, now that I'm looking at the time. Gosh, it's late. Yeah, and because it's late, I'm actually also I also like Faruzan. Faruzan is very the sort of the archetypical Rip Van Winkle effect of kind of being like disappearing, coming back to a world that, you know, doesn't have a use for you in a way. Like that's always really hard. And the very end of it at the end was, or on the one ending, was really, really good. And so I enjoy it. I really like her her character design as well. I enjoy it. It's not as detailed as a lot of the other ones are. It's a little more simple and less popping, but you know, I think her character pops more than a lot of the other ones. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna end the stream with that because that's good fittingness, and I don't think I have anything else particularly that I need to do except get more primos. Defeat the Everlasting Lord of Arcane Wisdom. Cool. Completion Inversion of Genesis. Cool, I did that too. And the Memories of the Heart. Complete that. Read all the letters set to Farazan. And complete the whole thing. Perfect. Any more? Did I get any more here? I did not. Yeah, end with the ending, as the wise people would say. I've been the Paperman. I play a variety of dumb games. Hey, it's Liwa Harbor on her map. And this has been Genshin. Bye. Enjoy life. Have good time. Yay.